find it because I wasn't sure either.
Good afternoon and welcome along to Clarence Park in St Albans for live 90 minutes coverage of St Albans City versus Enfield Town. It's an absolutely crunch match at the foot of the Vanarama National League South. 22nd plays 23rd, or rather 23rd hosts 22nd. Kickoff is just 9 minutes away. We will run through the teams, but before I go any further, it's my great pleasure to introduce and to say a very happy new year to the one and only town fan extraordinaire, radio voice extraordinaire, Paul Manell. Paul, happy new year. How are you and how are you feeling about today's game?
Yes, good afternoon, Michael, and happy new year to you, and a very happy new year to everyone who is listening. And as Michael says, welcome to Clarence Park, where at the moment we're competing with a bit of a rock disco. We heard an alternative version of Aha's Take On Me just now, didn't we, Michael? And we weren't quite sure who was singing it, but it's been a very alternative disco. So we are competing with the PA. But yeah, good afternoon, everybody. And this is, as you say, Michael, a huge game. I know Gavin McPherson's done his best to downplay it, and understandably so, saying it's just another 3 points. But if you look at the bare statistics, if Enfield do win today, they will go 4 points clear of the hosts. And as well, with Welling playing at home to informed Maidstone United, if Welling were to lose and Enfield were to win, we would be just 6 points from safety. But they are all ifs and buts. Let's hope the Towners put in a performance and makes it a very, very happy new year. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, we are competing with one of the noisier tannoys in the Vanarama National League South. We'll plough on though, and first order of business will be to announce the team sheets. They are through now, so starting with the visitors who are today Enfield Town. It's unchanged. In short, the starting lineup at least is unchanged. Reece Forster in goal, number 2 Dan Cox, 3 Alfie Tuck, 4 Xavier Benjamin, 5 Xavier Benjamin, 7 Lennon Peake, 8 Sam Youngs, 9 Anontu Chukwu, 12 Billy Leonard, 14 Bailey Brown, 16 Henry Hawkins and 20 Mickey Parcell. On the bench for Town today, Joe Payne, Jack Smith, Jake Hutchinson, Reece Beckles-Richards and Adam Thompson back from injury. I should also mention within that Enfield Town starting lineup, alas, sad news, it is the last game in Town colours for Dan Cox. He's going to be recalled by QPR after today, so it's his last game of his loan. As for St Albans, they have in goal number 1 Michael Johnson, number 2 Jack James, 6 David Longking, 9 Sean Jeffers, 11 Zane Banton, 14 Josh Castiglione, 15 Dion Woodman, 20 Gio Rasulo, 29 Dom Hutchinson, 31 Phil Chinedu and 32 James Claridge, and their subs are number 3 Lewis Michio, 7 Ken Charles, 8 Alfie Payne, 17 Iffy Allen and 30 Tafari Moore. I suppose the notable team news, as I mentioned, Town are unchanged. Adam Thompson is back in and it's Dan Cox's last game at centre-back. The notable news from St Albans is that their top scorer with 8 league goals, Ken Charles, is only on the bench today, which I guess might be something to do with the fixture pile-up, as it were, the game on Saturday and another game today and then another game coming on Saturday. But any thoughts on that team? It is unchanged from last Saturday, the defeat against Boreham Wood. Paul?
Yes, I think Towners did pretty well at home to Boreham Wood. I think the class showed in the end. You could see that with the first goal Boreham Wood scored, which was a beautiful pass from the back that just dissected the whole Enfield Town team. But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent performance, so I'm not surprised it's an unchanged team. What I would say is that I think Anointed Chukwu was a bit isolated up front at times against Boreham Wood, so I would hope they'll get a bit more support from the midfielders, from the likes of Sam Youngs and Leonard Peake and so on in this game at St Albans. As you mentioned, very bad news about Daniel Cox returning to Derby after this game, but we're all expecting it. However, we do have some New Year good news. Adam Thompson is back. He's on the bench today, and of course he could slip into that back 3. And Henry Hawkins has come in and done a very, very fine job. I think everyone would agree. So it's nice to see a settled team, and let's hope they can deliver in this, as we've mentioned several times, this crucial fixture away at St Albans.
Crucial indeed. Gavin McPherson, the town manager, has been keen to downplay events, making a very good point actually, that 3 points today is worth just the same as 3 points next week or the week after. One understands that. However, I quite enjoyed the take from Rhys Forster. I caught up with him after the game on Saturday against Bournemouth, and he described today as a 12-pointer, which puts a bit more emphasis on the importance of this one. Just to spell it out in terms of league positions, St Albans City sit in 23rd with 2 wins, 8 draws and 12 defeats. They have 14 points, 14 points and a goal difference of minus 16. Town have 15 points and a goal difference of minus 25. 4 wins compared to St Albans' 2 wins. 3 draws compared to St Albans' 8 draws, and 16 defeats compared to St Albans' 12 defeats. St Albans haven't got a win in any competition in 6, so I mean neither side's in particularly strong form. It's a real opportunity. Both sides will be looking at this, and I think whereas anything taken from the match against Boreham Wood on Saturday would have been a bonus, today feels like a much more crucial game for Town, Paul.
Yes, it does indeed, Michael, and I think there'll be a lot of disappointment if we don't at least take a point from this, but should be looking for 3. As you say, St Albans' form has not been very good. They had a managerial change, I think, at the end of November when Ian Culverhouse took over as manager, and we were discussing, weren't we, before the game, Ian Culverhouse, a UEFA Cup winner with Tottenham Hotspur back in 1984 when Tottenham were good. And sorry, Michael. He was on the bench and he picked up a winners' medal. He's more synonymous with a huge career at Norwich City, but I don't think he's won yet as St Albans manager. Their home form hasn't been great. They've only won here once in the league all season, I believe. So Towners are playing a team that's short on confidence, you would imagine, and a lot of pressure on them, whereas I think Towners have been performing pretty well in recent weeks. Obviously had that great win at Tonbridge, brilliant draw at Dorking, played very well at Worthing even though they lost 1-0, and did okay against Boreham Wood. So we should come in this game with a lot of confidence. However, these pressure games can sometimes affect teams in different ways, so it could be a bit of a scrappy encounter, I think. It's also been absolutely pelting with rain here in Hertfordshire all morning, so the pitch could be a bit heavy, so that could play a bit of, affect the game as well. But fingers crossed, come on Towners. And I think the teams, as you can hear from the music in the background, bit of 2001 Space Odyssey, are about to appear. Back to Michael.
It's an appropriate moment to run through the teams with the sides about to appear. The teams are as follows. Town are unchanged from Saturday, so it's Rhys Forster in goal, Dan Cox, Alfie Tuck, Zabir Benjamin, Lennon Peake, Sam Youngs, Anointed Chukwu, Billy Leonard, Bailey Brown, Henry Hawkins and Mickey Parcell. Town subs today: Joe Payne, Jack Smith, Jake Hutchinson, Rhys Beckles-Richards and Adam Thompson. And St Albans City have in goal Michael Johnson, 2 Jack James, 6 David Long-King, 9 Sean Jeffers, 11 Zane Banton, 14 Josh Castiglione, 15 Dion Woodman, 20 Gia Rasulo, 29 Dom Hutchinson, 31 Phil Chinadu and 32 James Claridge. And their subs include number 3 Lewis Michio, 7 Ken Charles, 8 Alfie Payne, 17 Iffy Allen and 30 Tafari Moore. It's a grey, gloomy New Year's Day here in St Albans. It's been raining all day, although right now it's just spitting. I'd say it's not particularly heavy rain. There's a little precipitation coming down, but nothing too dreadful. Very overcast, very gloomy, not too windy. It was very windy last night, but it's not too bad today, so the conditions pretty good for football, albeit the pitch looks a little sodden. We are moments away from kick-off. Today's officials, the ref is Nicholas Dunn, the assistant referees are Bogdan Kimmich and Charlie Roberts, and the fourth official is Derek Lane. Should point out our vantage point today is very low down and frankly slightly obscured by the two dugouts which are right in front of us, so we'll do our best. There's also a couple of pillars to contend with. None of the aforementioned are going to move, so we'll do our best to bob and weave and identify what's going on. I can see Gavin McPherson looking in very good spirits in front of us in one of those dugouts. He's got a cup of something hot in his hand. He's looking very chipper. The two captains are in the centre circle. Captain for St Albans is Michael Johnson, with Mickey Parcell captaining Town. Town today resplendent in purple from stern to stem. Purple shirts, purple shorts and purple socks. Reece Forster is in, or what colour would you describe that goalkeeper kit, Paul? Is it a lightish grey for Reece today? Lightish brown perhaps? St Albans for their part
Grey, I would say.
Grey for Reece Forster. St Albans yellow shirts, black shorts and black socks. The players have switched ends, so Town defending the end, which I guess you could say is closer to the Town defending the end closer to the train station. With that switch of ends, all the fans are now en masse switching sides as well. The players are ready, they're lined up. It will be St Albans to kick off, and we are up and running. The music is still going on. The music's still going on while the game's kicked off, but we're up and running. St Albans have kicked off. There's a pillar in our way, but they're on the attack, and they're spreading it out wide to the left now, looking to cut inside and then reversing play. And it's Dion Woodman, a recent re-arrival on loan from Wealdstone. He's back in the side, gives it to James, and James gives it back to the goalkeeper Michael Johnson. You wonder if we can expect a burst of pace from him at any point. Alfie Tuck's looking to bring the ball under control, but James has won it back for St Albans. And here's Woodman again, giving it back once again to his goalkeeper Michael Johnson. And it's a nice calm start. Town in their back three as Johnson lofts a long ball forward. Cox moves for it. Hawkins heads it back. Forster has to scramble to keep it in, but does so comfortably enough, and it's his first touch of 2025. 3 clean sheets. 3 clean sheets for him so far this season, and he'll be looking to add to that today. He's lobbed it up the pitch. Woodman's got a head on it. It's going back and forth around the halfway line. Young's now challenges in the air, challenged by Long King. St Albans come away with it, and the ball is lopped forward for Sean Jeff is on the chase. The flag stayed down, but Town cleared their lines anyway, and the ball's out of play for the first throw of the game. It's to St Albans in their left back position, about 15 yards inside their own half. First thoughts so far on the players, or indeed the pitch, Paul?
Pitch so far doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Ball seems to be running pretty well. Bit of a surreal start with the fans en masse changing ends. A big Enfield Town support here today, as you would expect. In terms of the game, a bit of a scrappy start again, as we would expect. Both teams feeling their way into it. There was a long ball down the middle just now, and it did look to me like the St Albans player was offside. Flag stayed down, but Benjamin cleared the situation. So still waiting for the game to settle down. And very early in this match, it is 0-0.
2 minutes in, the ball's in the hands of Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper. Anointed Chukwu faces him up from 10 yards, but Johnson kicks from hands up to about the halfway line. Parcell challenges for it. This ball's come loose over to St Albans. They try to free Dom Hutchinson on the left, but Town have picked it up, and now they can try to attack down the right. The ball's played forward for Chukwu to chase, but it's gone out of play, and it's a throw to St Albans in their left back spot. Chukwu in his darker boots on the far side there. He's leading the line today for Town, with Hutchinson on the bench, who's been listed in the lineups as Jacob Hutchinson today. The ball's come loose into the left, and Lennon Peake's picked it up on the left, shoots from range, just into the side netting. He just picked up a loose ball, only 15 yards inside the St Albans half, charged forward 10-15 yards and shot from about 25, caught it well, but it went wide into the side netting.
Yeah, I like Lennon Peake. I think he's done really well since he came into the team, and that was typical Lennon Peake, dynamic. He picked the ball up, as you say, halfway inside the St Albans half, ran onto it, and had a shot that wasn't too far off. Caught the keeper a bit by surprise, so that was good to see.
St Albans yet to take their goal kick. You could throw an oversized beach towel over all the players around the centre circle at the moment. As the goal kick comes in, Benjamin gets ahead in it. St Albans shove it forward. It's with Benton on the left, inside left position, breaking forward now for St Albans. He feeds the ball out wide. St Albans look to whip a low cross into the area. Clearance isn't quite made. In comes the shot. Forster saves at the near post. Nice. And it's smothered away. The shot came in from Jeffers, the poacher in the St Albans team. St Albans still trying to build, and now Town clear up to halfway, and Long King for St Albans at the back. He's actually overcooked his pass, and Town have quite a cheap throw in on halfway. Gavin McPherson barks out some orders as he returns the ball to Lennon Peake. Peake takes the throw short to Tuck. Peake then tries to drill forward, beats two players, is brought down and wins a free kick 10 yards inside St Albans half on the left. But St Albans there having their first attack, a shot from Jeffers and a good smart save on the near post from Rhys Forster.
Yes, there was a bit of a missed kick there by I think it was Benjamin, and the ball came to Jeffers, and he had a shot, and it was a great save by Rhys Forster, because otherwise that would have been 1-0. So few chances at both ends.
Peake takes a free kick in towards the near post, shouts for handball, shot comes in, Chukwu's trying to get onto it, Chukwu's into the area, and the referee's given a free kick against him. There was as the free kick came in, it didn't have the greatest elevation, but it bounced awkwardly in front of the St Albans player. It hit his chest. I think it was Jack James. It hit his chest. Shouts for handball. What did you make of that shout, Paul?
Yeah, it's one of those ones where the ball bounces up, and his arm did look like it was out. I mean, talk about an unnatural position. I think that was a decent chance for a penalty, to be honest. I was shouting for it. The Towners behind the goal were, but more importantly, the referee said no. So, no penalty.
Instead, it's a free kick, which Michael Johnson's taking an age over. If he's taking this long over things after 6 minutes with the score at 0-0, imagine what it'll be like if they've got a lead to defend later on. The goal kick's taken. However, St Albans have picked up the scraps here on the right. Ball's chipped forward towards James, but Cox makes the clearance. Tuck tries to nod it further. Now it's with Benjamin. He lobs it up towards and over halfway. And it's Chinadu. His clearance isn't great, however. Billy Leonard's breaking on the right. He's got support here from Brown. Attempts to get a cross in. Another raucous shout of handball from the Town fans, but plays continued. St Albans can now bring it away. However, it's given away again to Lennon Peake, and now a free kick's been given for something completely innocuous. I don't think any of us up here can work out what it was given for, and it's a shame because it looked like a loose ball had been latched onto once again by Lennon Peake. Peake certainly looked sprightly in his opening few minutes.
Yes, he's had a very good start. As I say, he's a very dynamic player. He likes to run with the ball and run at defenders. I was saying before the game that I thought what Towners needed to improve upon from the Boreham Wood game was getting more support to Chukwu up front, and at the moment that seems to be the case. When Towners are on the attack, there's a number of players like Billy Leonard and Lennon Peake making runs, and Sammy Youngs from midfield supporting the front man, so that's been very good to see. Good positive start.
Town under a little bit of pressure here as the long ball was lobbed forward. Benjamin got it clear initially, but it's with Jeffers on the left, and the flag's gone up. The whistle's now gone as well. It's a good old attendance in here today. There's a really strong contingent of Town fans behind the St Albans goal, and St Albans themselves have brought in several hundred, most of whom are under the covers of at least two of the stands around us. It's a free kick to Town for the offside. Forster will take it from outside his area. Rhys Forster just the 3 clean sheets so far this season. This will be an opportunity today, though, against the lowly St Albans City side, who've left their top scorer on the bench. free kick is taken. Youngs gets ahead on it, and it might break now for Chukwu, but it's Johnson, the goalkeeper, who comes off his line swiftly and grabs it. He's wearing one of those lurid fluorescent pink get-ups today. St Albans are otherwise in yellow shirts, black shorts, black socks, and Town all in purple. Johnson kicks from his hands long towards the right. James falls awkwardly, and the ref agrees with him that there was something unfair about that. Let out a little yelp as well as he fell to the ground. Jack James, the 24-year-old, former Ireland under-18 and under-19 international. So it'll be a free kick in a fairly threatening position here for St Albans. It's 15 yards inside the Town half. On the right, Gio Rasselo will take it right-footed. Everyone's on the edge of the area. It's a good delivery into the heart of the area. Town head on it first, though. It's going to be collected here by Hutchinson. And now shepherded back to Rasselo, just north of the centre circle. Now he's found James on the right advancing. Now it's with Zane Banton wide on the right, back with James, corner of the area on the right, moving infield, tries to thread a neat little ball into the area. In comes the cross, it's loose, here's a chance, there's the goal! St Albans have the lead. David Long-King after 9 minutes. It was Hutchinson who delivered the ball from inside the area on the right. Hutchinson got free on the right. It was good build-up from St Albans to create the opportunity on the right. Hutchinson pulled the ball back across the area, and from about 10 yards out, David Long-King finished off. And after 9 minutes, it's St Albans City 1, Enfield Town 0.
Yes, Town has never really got the ball clear from the free kick. And then, as you say, Michael, some really good build-up work from St Albans. Worked the ball out onto the right to Hutchinson. It was a really good pick-out. He picked out Long-King lurking on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it was a great finish. He lifted it into the top corner. And I was going to say, actually, attacking-wise, it's been a positive side from both teams. Start from both teams. Both have looked likely, but it's St Albans who have got the lead. Enfield need to get their heads up and get back into this game.
And Brown has found Peake with a view to doing that. Peake on the left in an attacking position. Whips in a low cross towards the front post, and it's gathered by Michael Johnson, the goalkeeper. Good immediate response there from Town.
Absolutely, yes, that's what we want. We need a positive response. And immediately Lennon Peake got going on the left-hand side. Put the ball in, but I think it was Sammy Youngs trying to get a flick there. Didn't quite get the flick onto it. But, yep, need heads up. And it's only 1-0. And St Albans, as we were saying earlier, have got a pretty dismal home record.
In comes a shot from range, and that's just wide of the post. The shot was from Zane Banton for St Albans City from 25 yards. Well, if it were a calm enough start, it's really picked up in the last 5 minutes. First, Long-King with his first of the season, giving St Albans the lead. Town responding immediately with an attack down the left with the dangerous Lennon Peake, and then Zane Banton having a pop from range which had Reece Forster scrambling. Forster now has taken the goal kick up towards Bailey Brown. Benjamin shoves it forward. Sam Youngs can bring it under control. Beats two people. Does really well there to hold it up in the centre circle. Now gives it back to Cox. Cox driving forward on the left. Looks to feed Lennon Peake. He's attacking down the left. Can he get there first? No. James has shepherded it out for a goal kick. Good attacking intent. Town looking a lot to Peake. He's taking a slightly unfamiliar role as left wing back, but he's certainly been one of the livelier Town players so far in the first 12 minutes.
Yes, Michael, he's looked good, and as you say, that seems to be the outlet at the moment from Town. They're trying to get it out to Lennon Peake as often as possible, and he has caused problems. He had that early shot, and he has caused problems to St Albans, so that could be the opportunity that gets Enfield back into this game.
Goal kick from St Albans has been headed straight back to their defence, and so they're now just playing it calmly out from the back. Here's James Claridge, a recent arrival for them. He's given it back to Johnson. Johnson's lobbed it back up through the light of the floodlights. A flicked header, but that will pass harmlessly enough back to Hawkins, who gives it back to Forster, who first time wellies it up pitch. Brown gets a head on it, but James will steer it back to the St Albans goalkeeper Michael Johnson, and he launches it up towards halfway. Tuck gets ahead on it. A spot of head tennis, and St Albans bring it down eventually, and it's with Phil Chinedu, the left-sided of their three centre-backs. He goes forward into midfield, and James Claridge, recent arrival for them, he looks to spread a long ball forward to Jack James, but that's gone out of play, and it will be a throw to Town just north of the corner flag on the left as Town play. So St Albans City 1, Enfield Town 0. Town unchanged from the weekend. They'd have come into this game with really high hopes, but it's not been the best start for them so far. They've taken the throw up the line. Brown gets a flick onto it towards halfway. St Albans look to steer it back, but Tuck is able to launch it over halfway, and then a free kick is given for the felling of Anointed Chuku on halfway, and that takes some doing. But he's taken a tumble, and Town will have a free kick in a decent position, very central on halfway. Fairly even so far, Paul, would you say?
I think so, Michael. Yeah, you were saying not the greatest start by Enfield, and obviously 1-0 down, but going forward I think we've looked pretty dangerous, and both teams have been very positive. They've been getting the ball forward early, so this is an opportunity for Enfield for the free kick.
Peake's lofted it forward in towards the edge of the area. St Albans just about get the head on it. It's going to fall loose over to Lennon Peake on the left. He's picked it up, he's driving towards the area, he's held up by the defender. Peake drills in a low cross now, it's into the area, it's loose, and it falls, ricochets into the arms of Michael Johnson. There was a good dangerous low cross in there from Peake. It could have gone anywhere, and it fell quite kindly to the goalkeeper.
Again, more dynamic play from Lennon Peake. He ran at the defender. I didn't think he'd be able to get the cross in, to be honest, but he did. And just sadly, there was no one taking a gamble and able to get on the end of it. But again, great play by Lennon Peake on Enfield's left, St Albans right.
And it remains St Albans 1, Town 0, with Chuku battling for the ball on the right flank. He's managed to free up Sam Youngs, who can now stretch his legs on that right flank. He's got one man to aim at in the penalty area. Sam Youngs, low ball back in, and the shot goes in. It's just wide of the post. Oh, it was a really good run from Sam Youngs on the right. Pulled the ball back, a low pull back into the area, and the shot came. The goalkeeper was flat-footed, and the shot was placed wide. The best Town attack so far.
Oh, that was a great chance. It was on the other wing this time. Brilliant play by Sam Youngs. He picked out Alfie Tuck, I think it was, running onto it. And you would have hoped he would have put that away. From here, it looked a relatively straightforward chance, so I think Alfie would have wanted to finish that. But great response this by Enfield to going 1 down.
And good to see Town having some joy on the right flank as well. So much of their good work has come on the left, but St Albans on the attack here. Zane Banton on the right, threading in a neat ball infield to James. He receives the ball again down by the corner flag. Now the cross is swung in towards the back post. It's gone over everyone's head. It's going to be collected on the far side. Leonard tries to run the ball out. The cross was from Rasulo, whose initial free kick caused the confusion which led to the goal for St Albans City. He's got a decent swinging cross on him, Gio Rasulo. The 27-year-old centre midfielder with an Italian father, hence the name. And he's on the ball again, but he's been shrugged off by Michael Cox. Dan Cox, so really good play there from Cox. Good take from Parcell, neat turn. However, St Albans have won the ball back on the edge of the area, just outside the D. In comes the shot, and it's straight down the throat of Reece Forster. It was Josh Castiglione for St Albans who unleashed the shot on the left. And now Town on the front foot. In comes an attempted ball in there from Youngs, but St Albans will bring it away. And it's Rasulu for them, linking with Banton. Now James on the right inside their own half. St Albans leading by 1-0 after 17 minutes of the first half. Still in possession, it's Claridge for them now. Feeds it out wide to Chinedu. St Albans happy to hold possession inside their own half, leading by 1-0. Town unchanged from the weekend, today featuring the last appearance by Cox in Town colours before his loan ends. Here's Banton now on the left, trying to thread the ball into the area. Hawkins read it well. The dangerousness overdose. Back with Banton on the left corner of the area. Looks to play a little 1-2, but they've overhit that, and Forster is able to gather easily enough. Both sides looking pretty threatening when they get to the edge of the area.
It's a great game of football, isn't it, Michael? I had a feeling, because of the importance of this game, it might be a bit scrappy, but none of it. Both teams are really going for it. St Albans look dangerous when they attack. They play lots of nice little 1-2s on the edge of the box, and it has caused Enfield some problems. But likewise, Towners have caused St Albans problems down both wings, with Youngs down the right and Lennon Peak down the left. So very positive going forward from both sides.
Town are in possession. They've snuffed out an attack there with Rhys Forster making one of his trademark gallops outside of his area to head a ball. Benjamin just taking a little liberty, but he's managed to get the ball up to halfway, and it's now chipped forward for Chuku to chase, but it's going to drift out of play, and after 19 minutes it remains St Albans City 1, Town 0. I understand we may have a few more St Albans fans listening than normal, as they've apparently got a slight issue with their commentary feed, so welcome along to them, and Happy New Year to all of you tuning in today. It's a grey, wet, pretty miserable New Year's Day here in St Albans. It's miserable if you're a Town fan as well, because it's St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0. St Albans taking a throw up the line on the left inside their own half, and the ball's drifted out of play, and this time it's a Town throw on halfway on the right for Town. Billy Leonard's got the ball in his hands, and Leonard now throws the ball up the right touchline. It's going to be another throw. Hello also to Phil, who dropped in the first comments today on the website, so hi to you. Hope you're keeping well and Happy New Year. Town still trying to edge their way forward on the right. They're being forced back, however. It's with Benjamin on the right touchline. He's miscontrolled, and it's gone out of play for a throw to St Albans on the left, right on halfway. And now can they build a bit of momentum? They almost sold the ball short, and Bailey Brown went racing in. Brown, who's looked impressive since arriving, and then a late challenge. Well, Lennon Peak actually got to the ball first, but the follow-through caught James. The referee's blown up for it. St Albans fans are appealing for a red card, which I think is a bit optimistic from their point of view. Peak definitely got the ball first, I could see that, because it was only about 20 yards in front of us. Peak got the ball, the follow-through caught James. Paul, what did you make of it?
Yeah, you know what, I was applauding a great tackle, and then they kind of went into each other. It was one of those, I think, when the momentum of both players takes them into each other, and it looks worse than it really is. I can't see whether the ref has booked Lennon Peak. I think he'd be a bit unlucky to be booked, to be honest, because I thought it was a genuine attempt to get the ball. He skidded it on a wet pitch, and he won the ball, but it is indeed a yellow card. A bit unlucky. I think that the clash was worse. It looked worse than it really was. So yeah, Lennon Peak is in the book.
And Jack James is still writhing on the floor, the 24-year-old right back. Yeah, Peak in the book. I mean, these days follow-throughs count. It wasn't so long ago, only about 5 or 10, not even 10 years ago, 5 years ago. If you made a strong challenge and took the man in the follow-through, that was perfectly fine. Everyone applauded you. Lennon Peak got the ball, the follow-through definitely caught the man. James is still down, and so the net result of it all is the yellow card for Peak, who's just pattered an apology towards the St Albans goal scorer, actually David Long King. James is still down the ground, so for anybody who's just joined, I'll quickly run through the Town lineup. It is unchanged from Saturday. It's Forster in goal. They've got the back three is Cox, Benjamin and Hawkins. Leonard's right wing back, Peak's left wing back, Parcell and Tuck are sitting in midfield, and then Bailey Brown and Sam Youngs are behind Nointed Chuku in attack. And I suppose the biggest team news for Town is that Adam Thompson is restored to the squad. He's on the bench today after 3 or 4 games out, and indeed after the birth of his third child, so congratulations to him. Right, James is back on his feet. We're halfway through the first half. It's St Albans 1, Town 0. James has been escorted to the sidelines. He's going to have to wait to come back on. But St Albans have a free kick in pretty much an identical position to the one which led to their first goal. Rasulu tosses it into the area again. St Albans head on it first. It's going to come out to the edge of the area and forced backwards by Town, who've defended that well, and St Albans are forced all the way back to halfway. Good solid defending there from Town after an initially dangerous free kick. He does put in a good delivery, Rasulu, but St Albans attacking again on the left. Town missed one clearance. They've made contact with the second one. Here's Claridge for St Albans in midfield position. He's given it to Castiglione. St Albans tried to play it forward, but Hawkins has cleared it up for Town, and Youngs can bring it clear. Now Bailey Brown just inside his own half plays it forward to the right, but St Albans have cut it out. Neat footwork there from Hutchinson, and St Albans can bring it forward. It's with James on the right, fully recovered now. Miraculous recovery from him. Castiglione brought it forward, and now it's with Dion Woodman for St Albans, who are just knocking it from right to left in their own half. Chinedu tries to play it forward. Benjamin cuts it out for Town. Town playing it in field now with Parcell, advancing towards halfway, tries to chip the ball forward, looking for Chukwu, who's made the run from deep out wide to the right. Men are arriving in the area. Chukwu lays it back. Leonard, high ball. Oh, it's behind everyone in the area. Parcell will try to recover it. High foot, but play goes on. Parcell's done really well there. Held off two players. Giving it back out wide to Leonard. Leonard gives it back to Tuck, minding things just north of the centre circle. Now it's with Cox into the St Albans half. Let him peak now. Wide on the left for Town. Looks to twist and turn to find room for a cross. Right foot to cross into the area. It's headed clear by St Albans. It will come out outside the area, and Jeffers is able to try to hold it up. He's under pressure from Brown. He's done really well actually, Jeffers, and he's fed the ball down the right, and Hawkins has gone in once again on James, and now Hawkins is going to be called over. James is coming for a bit of treatment. Did Hawkins get the ball first, or did he get the man, Paul?
That's the second time he's got the ball.
I'm not sure. I thought he might have got the man first there. I thought Peake's actually was a cleaner challenge than that one. So if Peake was in the book, I would imagine Hawkins might well go in the book for this one. The fans' reaction, of course, draws the referee's attention. So Hawkins is being called over by the ref, who reaches into his pocket, and it is a second yellow card for Enfield Town. I was about to say, actually, St Albans look very dangerous when they're going forwards. Some of their interplay has been really good. They're not playing like a team that I don't think have won a league game since October. They are playing with a lot of confidence going forward.
Yeah, very good point. They've been very impressive, as you say. They're short passing. It's not just balls lumped forward. They've got yet another free kick on the right. Rasulu will take again. His deliveries have been excellent from the right. One of them led to a goal. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 queuing up on the edge of the penalty area. Rasulu will take this free kick from the right, halfway inside the half. In it comes, but it's a Town head in it. It was Parcell who got his head on it first. Now Leonard can try to beat his man Hutchinson to the ball. Hutchinson's won that particular battle, however. Woodman, now Banton for St Albans. Ball's played forward in towards Jeffers, but it was a good foot in there from Cox, and the ball's gone out of play for a Town throw right down by the left corner flag.
2 yellow cards for getting the ball first, both times.
So Town, St Albans 1, Town 0. 27 minutes gone. Town in possession. Hawkins and Cox exchange passes inside their own half. Tuck is under pressure. Gives it back to Hawkins. Hawkins looks up the line. Bailey Brown's receiving a bit of a shirt tug there, very obviously, but play's gone on, and now a slip from Tuck, and the ball's played into the Town area, but Forst is able to gather. Well, there was a very obvious tug on the shirt of Bailey Brown there that went unpunished, and St Albans were almost able to profit, but they didn't quite get the final ball right. Town on the attack now. St Albans looking to keep the ball in play on the far side, on the left, and they've won a throw just south of halfway. 27 minutes gone. St Albans 1, Town 0. Throw to St Albans. So beyond the halfway point in the first half, Paul, what have you made of it so far? Who's got the upper hand?
Well, as we've been saying, both sides have looked pretty dangerous when moving forward. St Albans, their passing interchanges have been very good on the edge of the Enfield Town box, which ultimately led to Hutchinson's cross for the only goal of the game. But Town have looked dangerous, getting crosses in from both wings, particularly Lennon Peake and Sammy Youngs. What worries me in the last few minutes is that Town have been giving the ball away a bit, and St Albans have had a bit more possession, so Town need to get a bit more passing going.
They're going to have to wait a while to do that, because it's another throw. You've not missed much. There's been a flurry of throws for St Albans on their left flank, and they've gradually edged forward from halfway now to about 10 yards inside the Town half. They're going to try to work the ball on the left. It's Chinadu and Long King passing amongst themselves. Now it's given back to Michael Johnson in the St Albans goal. And they'll look to build from the back. They're switching the ball out to the right and now looking for that long ball over the top again, looking for James's run, but Cox gets a good head on it. Lennon Peake is now under pressure in his own left wing back position. His clearance is completed for him by Henry Hawkins, and it's gone out to play for the St Albans throw, this time on the right on halfway, which Dion Woodman will take. Woodman, who's on his second loan spell of the season from Wealdstone, scored once in 5 previous appearances this season for St Albans, and also made 5 appearances for Wealdstone. And the ball's back with St Albans goalkeeper Johnson, nudges it forward over halfway but harmlessly enough, and it's a throw to Enfield Town. As we approach the half-hour mark, St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0 in this crunch game. Rhys Forster described it as a 12-pointer at the weekend. And so far, the 3 points are going the way of St Albans, but there's a good hour yet to play. St Albans try to work the ball on the left. Hawkins gets ahead on it. Parcell looks to drive forward for Town, needing to play on the right, but the flag's gone up, and it's a free kick to St Albans City. Who's caught your eye so far for Town, Paul?
I think Lennon Peake, every time he gets the ball on Towner's left, he's running at the defenders, and he's got a couple of fantastic crosses in, and had that shot that wasn't far off in the opening minutes. My only concern is lack of the ball for Enfield in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Fair play to St Albans, they've been closing down Towners, or in the modern parlance, pressing very effectively, not giving Towners much time at all on the ball. And very impressive so far from the home side, you have to say, for a team that has come into this on a bad run, short of confidence. They will be very happy, because at the moment they have got the crucial goal. It remains 1-0 to St Albans.
It's another string of throws on the left, St Albans. They're trying to build on the left, and they've won another free kick as well this time for a hefty challenge. There'll be no caution this time, but it is another free kick in, although it's only about 15-20 yards inside the Town half. These have proved really dangerous. They've got excellent delivery from Rousseau. In fact, this one's been taken short down the line, and now the ball's pulled back into the area, but it's straight to Tuck, and he's able to clear up the line, looking for Chukwu, who puts a bit of pressure on his man, and it's St Albans giving it all the way back to Johnson. Takes no chances, lobs it over halfway. Hawkins gets ahead on it, but that's misdirected. It's just gone straight up in the air. Tuck makes a more conventional clearance. This goes into the St Albans half, and St Albans can bring the ball back down to earth and in possession, and they're going to build from the back. They switched it out right to Woodsman. He strides over just over halfway, plays ball infield, but good covering from Bailey Brown. Really good work there from Brown. Won the ball, didn't panic, gave it back to Forster. Forster now, ball at his feet. The Town goalkeeper, no clean sheet for him today, because St Albans lead 1-0, 13 minutes away from half time. Ball's gone out to play. It's a throw to Town inside their own half on the right. The lights fading a bit now. The floodlights have been on all game. Doesn't look like there's too much rain in the air, but it's very overcast. It's a chilly day as well, as both sides battle for possession down by the St Albans left corner flag. St Albans have won that particular battle. They're going to have a throw just in front of their own corner flag in their left back position, and it remains 1-0 to the side managed by Ian Culverhouse, the former UEFA Cup winner with Spurs back in the 80s, and only recently installed as the St Albans manager, only joined the club in November. I was going to say last month, but I can say last year now.
I think he's still searching for his first win.
Still searching for his first win, Paul. Good point, yeah. Town on the attack, however. Here's Sam Youngs on the right. Played neat 1-2 into the area on the right. Youngs delivers a low ball in, and Johnson dived low to punch it off the floor. And St Albans have cleared up the pitch, up towards halfway, and now they're breaking over halfway. Benton's found his man on the left. They're cutting Enfield on the left. The ball's played back towards Jeffers. He's inside the area on the left. He's turned his man, tried to spin a ball into the area, but it's cleared by Parcell. Youngs can bring it under a degree of control. St Albans have it back. Now they're coming again at Town, and they've won yet another free kick on the left. Well, a spell of action there. Youngs delivered a ball into the area for Town, and then St Albans attacked themselves on the left, Paul.
That was the game in a nutshell, I think. Town is causing problems from wide positions. Youngs put a good cross in that the keeper just about parried away, but it was very dangerous. And then some great quick movement from St Albans, some good interchanges attacking, resulted in Enfield giving away yet another free kick. Most of them have been on this right hand side. This was on the left hand side, so you imagine they will launch this into the Towners box, and their delivery has been really good so far.
With them all lined up, the St Albans players all lined up, 6 of them, 7 of them at the edge of the area. You can see that Dion Woodman's an absolute giant in there. In it comes towards Woodman, gets a foot on it, it's gone looping up high into the air, still in the Town area. It's here on the near side. Long King plays it back. This is Banton. He goes back to Rasolo. He's got support from Long King, goes back to James on the right. Still St Albans. High cross from James all the way beyond the back post. They'll struggle to keep this in play down the far side, and the ball's gone out of play, in fact, and it's a Town throw, which is taken quickly. Town in a hurry. It's given short to Benjamin. He gives it to Tuck, and Town. Tuck can turn and build for Town. Crunching challenge there in the middle, however, it's fallen to Rasolu from distance. Rasolu tried to thread a ball into the area, but no one was on his wavelength, and it went straight through to Forster, and Forster straight away bowled it out to Cox, who's advancing with the ball. Gives it to Peake on halfway on the left for Town, trailing 1-0 Town. It's back with Cox inside his own half. Now chips the ball up the left flank, something for Chukwu to chase. He's given a shove in the back, and there are 3 pillars in the way of me, so I'm just going to infer that the ball's gone out of play for a St Albans throw in their right back position. Another little flurry of activity there, though, Paul, around the Town box. How Town defending so far, would you say?
I think that was a really good block. I think it was Brown, because it was a great free kick into another great delivery into the Enfield Town box from a free kick, and it looked like it was about to fall to St Albans player who got something on it, but a great block by Brown. That was good defending, but at other times the delivery has caused Enfield Town problems, and here they come again.
It's Hutchinson on the left flank, level with the edge of the area. Hutchinson trying to take on Benjamin. The ball's gone out of play, and it's the first corner off the game. Benjamin and Hutchinson tussling there. Benjamin won the ball but conceded the corner, and after 36 minutes St Albans lead 1-0, and they have the first corner off the game. And having caused so many problems from set pieces into the area, this is going to be another threat. You can bet your mortgage on that. They've stuck Jeffers right on the goalkeeper, St Albans. They've got one more player approaching the 6-yard box, and then no fewer than 5 on the edge of the area, straining at the leash to move forward. In comes the delivery towards the penalty spot. Long King missed his header, a failed clearance, and the ball's still loose. It's going to come to Longman, and now St Albans have it on the right flank, and it's with James. He's forced backwards. Town just about defended that. The initial corner was a good one, and Town didn't quite clear their lines initially, but did well secondarily to force the ball back. St Albans player has gone down on the right. Referee's playing advantage, and Town have emerged with the ball with Sam Youngs. Youngs feeding the ball out wide to the right, and Parcell's breaking forwards here. Going down the right flank for Town, crossed into the area. Oh, just too long for Chukwu to chase. Johnson spilled it because Chukwu came sliding in just in front of him, but the loose ball has been gathered under no pressure by St Albans, and they can clear up to halfway, where Parcell nods it forward. Youngs tries to pick it up, and the ball is eventually out of play for a Town throw. Another good attack there from Town down the right.
Yes, more great progress by Town, this time down the right-hand side. Nice cross by Parcell. And the keeper made a bit of a meal of it. He spilt it at one point. Sadly, no one was quick enough to get on the loose ball. But then it was St Albans again causing problems from set pieces from a corner, which Town just about got away.
Here's Cox with a shot from range, but that's flashed high and wide. And that's a goal kick. But a little spell of pressure there for Town. After that initial burst down the right, St Albans didn't really clear their lines. It came back and Cox attempted a shot. It was speculative, but do you mind seeing a shot like that?
Not at all. No, I like seeing players having a go from the edge of the area or a bit further out. You never know what can happen. As we saw from that cross, the keeper could spill it. You just don't know. Sadly, it wasn't on target, but a bit better from Town. Looks a bit more threatening in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
The goal kick's been taken by St Albans. The loose ball's flying out towards the far touchline as we look, and it's St Albans' throw, so it'll be in their left back position, just inside their own half. And Chinedu will take it, the 18-year-old on loan from Leyton Orient. They've got a lot of height in that, St Albans. In fact, there's a lot of height on both sides now, with Town's recent additions, Chuku, Brown and Hawkins, all towering above 6 foot. And St Albans themselves have Long King, who's 6'3". Woodman looks at least that much as well. It's game for the big men, this one, and as you'd expect, there's been a lot of threat from the set pieces. Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper, is cleared over halfway. It's brought down very neatly. There's a little tussle. St Albans emerge with it. It's Banton now. It's played forward. St Albans looking to build on the left, but Town have the ball. Leonard on the right for Town, feeding Chuku and receiving very close attentions, but he's done really well. Held up the ball and found Sam Youngs, and he's turned, played it infield to Tuck, who's in support. Tuck looks wide left. Peak is looking to take on his man now. Peak, left-footed cross. It's a good one into the area, but it's in front of everyone, and then it's headed behind for a corner. Town have their first corner off the game. It comes with 5 minutes to go. Good play initially there from Chuku to hold up the ball, and then Youngs and Tuck combined. Peak swung in a really good cross, good shape and height on it. It was too deep for everybody, but it was nodded out of play, and Peak has now trotted across to the far side. The Town right as they attack, and he's going to take this corner left-footed. Town have the usual suspects, I think you'd say, in the penalty area. There's see Hawkins, Brown, Chuku. Tuck is lurking the edge of the area. See, it's at least 4 Town players on the penalty spot. Chuku's on the goalkeeper. In comes the corner now. It's low towards the front post. It's not the best, to be honest, and it's going to be hacked away over halfway by St Albans. Benjamin will have to keep his eye on that, and he does so. Gives it back to Forster, and he calmly plays it forward to Mickey Parcell. Parcell plays it over halfway, flick from Brown, but that's going to go all the way through to Johnson. A moment ago, leading up to that corner, there was good play from Peak with the delivery.
Best move of the game, actually, from Enfield Town. Chuku did really well to hold it up. The ball was eventually laid out to Enfield Town's left, and it's a great cross, just no one running in onto it, and then a disappointing corner from Peak.
But Town have done really well here, because Billy Leonard's attacking on the right for them. Low cross attempted into the area, but it's cleared by the first man. It was initially really good work inside his own half from Bailey Brown to just win possession. It was just a good old-fashioned tackle, really. He out-muscled his man, fed the ball infield, and within 3 passes, Billy Leonard was scampering away on the right flank. Town now have a throw on the right, taken short, and the offside flag's gone up, which is very disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing.
From a good position from the throw, just a bit of carelessness there. But Town, would you say, they're certainly not retreating into their shells. They're not overawed by this. They're having a go, looking to get back into this game before half-time.
Yes, much better, Michael. There was a spell when St Albans had a lot of the ball and were looking threatening, but the last 5 or 6 minutes, Town have been winning the ball back quickly and putting some nice attacking moves together, some nice passing moves, getting the ball out to the wide men, getting crosses in, and that's where Towners will look threatening from. Get those crosses into the box. It's
been a really entertaining game. Both sides have looked very dangerous going forward. St Albans have looked dangerous from set pieces, but also from open play, their short passes. The free kick from St Albans was rather wasted. It's a throw to Town, and they're trying to build up their right now, but that's come to naught, and now it's a throw back to St Albans, and we're 2 minutes away from a half-time break, although I'd imagine there'll be a minute or two of added time. There were a couple of stoppages when poor old Jack James was hacked to earth a couple of times and received treatment. St Albans still haven't taken the throw. Now they do so. Chinedu up the line, Parcell shoves it back. Here's Woodman for St Albans, the right-sided centre-back, lofts a long high ball. Cox keeps his head on it, heads it well. Peake picks it up. Oh, he's sold his man short there, and the possession's back with St Albans, looking to get into the area. Cox does well to cover, and then does really well to feed it to Peake. Peake gives it to Tuck. Tuck, neat one-touch football there from Town. Really good stuff from Town. One-touch stuff, and now Youngs has spread it out wide right. Leonard, can he keep it in? He can, but it's a free kick to St Albans. He's judged unfairly to have kept it in. But didn't Town do well there to one-touch their way out of their own penalty area and into the St Albans half?
That was fantastic football. It all stemmed actually from a very difficult situation where Peake gave the ball away, and then it was a great challenge. I think it was from Cox, and then it was some wonderful first touch passing that took the ball out on the right, and Enfield broke down St Albans' rights, but unfortunately gave away a free kick. But that was good stuff, and at times Town have played some really well in this half, but we're still searching for that equaliser.
So, plays restarted with the throw up the line. Town looking to force the ball up their right flank, but St Albans still in possession inside the Town half, wide on the left as they attack St Albans. It's quite scrappy there, but St Albans are emerging with it and now trying to thread the ball forward, but lucky ricochet, and Town are able to clear up the line. And now Youngs fires the ball up the line. It's something for Chukwu to chase, and Johnson's come racing out of his goal, gets there first, clears it up the line. The ball's still in play. You may have heard from the world's loudest tannoy that there's going to be 2 additional minutes. If there's one relief to me, it's that we've only had 1 goal in this half, because that they've used the goal as an excuse to put on the tannoy again. I think they had Smells Like Teen Spirit after St Albans scored the first goal. Couldn't hear yourself think when that music blares out over the speakers here, but it's a great atmosphere at St Albans, can't knock it. It's a fantastic little compact stadium. The ball's still at the feet of Reece Forster. We're into added time. 2 minutes of added time. We've had 30 seconds of that. St Albans in possession now on the left, going forward, and they've won a throw halfway inside the Town half. Will Town take 1-0 at this stage at half-time?
I think so, yes, considering how Town have played, because we've played pretty well, and St Albans haven't created a massive amount of chances. There's been a few scrambles from set pieces inside that Enfield Town penalty area, but I think so. Oh, St Albans threatening here.
Excuse me, they've got the ball down by the corner flag. It's gone out for a throw in a very attacking position. It's only 5 yards away from the corner flag. It's as St Albans attack, it's on their left. It's a dangerous position, but they're not in any huge hurry. I think they'd settle for 1-0 at the break for sure. They've taken the throw short. They're trying to build on the left, but Town have smuggled it clear up the line. It's going to be another throw to St Albans, but this time nearer the halfway line than the goal line. And Chinedu is just ambling across to retrieve the ball. And the fans are already beginning their half-time switcheroo. Still awaiting the throw. It will likely be the final action of this first half now. It's taken. St Albans just protecting possession there on the left rather than looking to come forward. The ball switched, however, to Woodman on the right. Now James, one final chance for James to fling the ball into the Town penalty area. It's not brilliantly controlled by Tuck, but he's retrieved the situation, found Sam Youngs, and the referee blows for half-time. Half-time score is St Albans City 1, Enfield Town 0. The goal coming in the 10th minute from David Longking. Paul, if you can drown out the noise of the tannoy, what do you make of that first half?
Great game of football, Michael. Very entertaining New Year's Day football. Great atmosphere, as you say, a nice compact ground. Big Enfield Town support. Excuse me, Enfield, I think, will be fairly happy with the way they performed. caused problems from both flanks with crosses. They'll just be a bit upset with the nature of the goal. Didn't really get a free kick cleared away, and then it was a nice St Albans move that led to a cross onto the edge of the area, and the St Albans player was running onto it and delivered into the top corner. So lots of positives from Town. I think the message from Gavin McPherson may be that when Enfield Town do get the ball wide, get those bodies running into the box on the edge of those crosses, because they have caused danger. But as you say, Michael, lots still to play for. It is 1-0 to St Albans.
Indeed it is, 1-0 to St Albans. So we'll break for half-time, not least because we won't be able to hear ourselves think over the sound of this tannoy. We'll break for half-time, rejoin us in about 13 minutes, so just after 4 o'clock for the start of the second half. The microphone will remain on, so if you just want to have a little disco in your living room, you're welcome to, but there'll be no further chatter from us. Rejoin us in 13 minutes with the half-time score of St Albans City 1, Enfield Town 0. Job. Right, boss. Let's go. Good, mate. Yeah, quiet one. Yeah, yourself? Let's see if I can catch you afterwards. Are you hanging around after? Huh? Are you hanging around after? Or heading straight? Cool. So I got to take the straight. We've got train on today. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll see what I'm going to see. Otherwise, so, yeah, I'm around. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of getting used to it. It's good. It's not ideal, but it's not really nice. Yeah, it's doable. Just sort of like half the way. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. It's I thought be a real scrappy affair. There's going to be moments of that, but on the whole, like I said, hard fought. But on the whole, yeah, both. It's not just been long ball runs. There's been some good attacking play.
I just think when we get those ball runs,
Bailey Brown's starting to get there. Sam Young is sometimes delivering the cross, but he's kind of there. But yeah, I see your point. I still think I feel like I'm yet to see a game in which Town have made chance after chance and thinking, oh, we're going to have 2-3-4. Like, we've had some good attacks. A couple of long shots, but you wouldn't really say.
yeah, you're right.
It's not.
Yeah, haven't really expected the best one was counter-attack.
Yeah.
Where standing up, running onto it.
Yeah.
I think very possibly could have done better there. Okay, so it's too bad. Yeah, I'll be tucked.
So half time here at Clarence Park. It is the Saints leading as we go into the break. Time to have a little look at some of the other results that are taking place in the National League South this afternoon. Of course, there's that good news in that one game that kicked off at 1 o'clock. It finished Chesham 1, Hemel Hempstead 0. And the other games this afternoon at half time is Bath 1, Farnborough 0, Bournemouth 1, Slough 1, Chelmsford 1, Averley 0. Hampton and Richmond versus Dorking never took place, that was postponed.
I still don't understand the Averley thing. It's 3 syllables, there's no way not to pronounce it, it's 3 syllables. Right, we got told I think at the weekend, I just mentioned Averley in passing, I think I was talking about the league table. And the comment came in again, Averley. I just don't know how you pronounce it without the word syllable in the middle.
Chippenham 2 and Worthing 0, Eastbourne Borough 0. The other local game we're going to find this afternoon is Scott Green versus Barton Rovers. And that game was also postponed due to the amount of rain that was falling today. So if you were playing along with a golden goal, the 10, number 10, the 10th minute was the timing of that first goal. If you can make your way up to the Saint City Trust Pub at the York Road end of the ground, you can claim your prize up there. If you want a raffle ticket, we'll do those next.
No, that one's for you.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Do you want me to take the empty one.
I'll just finish it.
It's a tribute to the St Albans goalkeeper.
Indeed, yeah.
The view isn't too bad up here.
No,
It's alright. With the ball's over there, it's sitting down.
or when it's in a sort of midfield area sometimes.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'm quite finished, so I'll keep on.
Keep that one as well.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
Right, yeah, just water.
Yeah. No vodka?
Sorry, no.
Disappointing start to the year.
I think we played okay.
Yeah, we have. There's a couple of good players in their midfield to push the ball up. Number 14, number 11.
We'll talk about that, won't we? They're interchangeable.
Yeah. When they're pushing forward, they change around this area, like in the third quarter, if you like. It's very quick, very good vision.
Yeah.
So that was getting us a little bit.
I'm quite surprised by that, to be honest.
I have been as well.
Yeah.
Their forward been quite positional, especially here. I've been surprised about that as well.
Sammy Young's played all right.
Got a couple of good crosses.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
As has Lennon Peake.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, Reece made a good save in the beginning, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was a good save, yeah.
I think Gabby got first in my saying to Marcel, the others, get more challenges even around the box. You know, don't get into position more. It's not very hard to do. It's been nice.
Against Forward Wood as well, our substitutes at half time, they just Forward Wood going to little drills.
Sammy is erecting his flag.
I saw it in the first half. Have you taken a photo?
Not yet, no, that's our flag.
That was one of his Christmas presents. Where is it? That's the George Day in front. Enfield Town on tour.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we got it for Sammy for Christmas. Yeah, it's alright, yeah.
It's one of those ones you can see got
Interesting fan base here. There's a few Arsenal, a few Tottenham, a few Watford. Yeah, got a few Watford, yeah. And then all the people sat round me and Nottingham Forest fans. Yeah.
Sure, the connection is there.
You see them there in the hat. I think bystander by you, yeah.
Maybe it's just like a family relationship.
I thought, well, geographically, if you're going to move south, Nottingham to St Albans, you know, down the M1, it's not too bad, but then I thought I'd towards a bit, you know.
Slightly strange to do this out of it.
Yeah. No, I think they're our home fans. They must live local, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit odd. There's quite a few Enfields here, though. Good coverage, yeah.
So if you're playing along with the raffle today, supporting the Saint City Trust Hub, these are your winning tickets. Do get your tickets to hand. In fourth place today, the fourth prize is a bottle of wine. And that's on the pink ticket. It's on a pink ticket and it's pink 150. So fourth prize in today's raffle is pink 150. The third prize is for a tub of Heroes chocolates, just when you thought you couldn't have enough. That's on the blue ticket, and it's blue 181. Blue 181. And our second prize in the raffle is for a £2 Marks & Spencer voucher, and that's on the blue again. It's on blue 221. Blue 221. And our first prize for a Christmas hamper, and that's on the pink ticket, and it's pink 11. Pink 11. If you've got any of those four prizes, please do make your way to the York Road end of the grounds and head to the Saint City Trust hut and claim your prizes there. And a big thank you for supporting the Saint City Trust and all the great work that they do here at Clarence Park.
You thought they were yellow cards down here. So, is it like get the ball ball and then the follow-through is the yellow card offence.
I must admit, I thought the second one actually, he didn't get a lot of the ball at all.
The second
Second
for
one
me,
was
the
yellow.
first one, if I'm honest, you don't print this. It's a bit hard. But I can see why. It's not wrong. The second one.
I thought second one was yellow. First one.
First one.
The problem is when you're in a game like this, with any game as a referee, you never quite sure, where it's going to go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough to give you that. It's just, you can make a case both ways.
Follow through. As you said in commentary about 5, 6, 10 years ago.
I suppose it's to protect players, that's the idea, protect their health, but it drives me nuts. So if you get the ball, it's got the ball.
Because fans love to see the juicy tackle.
We used to, it wasn't only accepted, it was applauded 5 years ago. So got the ball, got the man, took it out,
Fans love to see a player sliding, winning the ball, and it protects the man, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. It's been probably 5 or 6 years since I played. But when I did play, I never thought about where's the man. I just get the ball and if it happens to crash into the man in front of it, that's his fault, jump out of the way. Anyway, so I'm struggling with the central place. So Bournemouth, they all look quite distinctive on the whole. They have long hair, they have different heights. St Albans is all kind of the midfield. If you look at those, the midfield in particular, I'm struggling with it. I can't see the shirt numbers when it's facing this way. But these guys,
Going into the director's complex, I can't see enough.
okay.
I might text you. That was Lewis Tucker, wide. Alfie Tucker. One where the goalkeeper was.
Yeah.
None of us knew. When Young's pulled the ball back, he was running onto it.
But Castiglione, Rasulo, I can't tell them apart unless they come closer. And Hutchinson, I'm struggling to pick out where he is. Hutchinson, Claridge, Castiglione, and Rasulo. I'm basically just saying St Albans when they still all of their distance around, just struggling to pick them out.
And remembering as well, most people listen to the sounders anyway.
It's gone alright though from that point of view. Should take my words a little bit when it was that type of chance. It kind of happened a bit.
It's hard to see though, isn't it?
Yeah, I just couldn't get my words out fast enough.
You sort of saw him late running onto it.
It'd be easier this half if we get a goal.
Fingers crossed, touch with the two.
What do you think? Do you have any idea what's happening to Krasniki?
No, I've seen that the other day.
It's not been announced yet, has it? Wasn't announced about Jack Coke either. I assume he's just
It's like another mystery,
But I mean, it's
So just to give you up to date with a few things that are going on. Of course, this one is Saturday, the Saints are away versus Eastbourne Borough. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. If you can't make it down to Eastbourne, don't forget you can tune in for full match commentary on Hertfordage's Mix 92.6. And that's the same the following Saturday, as there's 2 away games in a row, as they're away versus Weston-super-Mare on Saturday the 11th. Few people have been asking about the Hemel game, when that's going to take place. We haven't received anything about that, but we will let you know as soon as we do. So do keep an eye on the club socials about when that Hemel game will be rearranged for. It will be on a Monday night, as Hemel play their home midweek games on a Monday night. Just to keep you up to date as well, the women who play in the Eastern Region Women's Premier Division, they're at home this coming Saturday, and it's a 1:30 kickoff versus the Stevenage women's side in the League Cup right here at Clarence Park. And our under-23s, their next game is on the 16th of January. They're playing against Woking Academy. That's away, a 7:45 kickoff in the Suburban Premier League. And the under-23s currently sitting third in their league, which is good stuff. Right, let's get ourselves ready for the second half. Please do make sure you refuel, get yourself back energised, ready to cheer on the Saints for the second half. The mad squirrel is flowing, the riot burgers are being flipped, and the chicken continues to be fried. So please do make sure you get yourself ready to support the Saints in the second half. We welcome back the Towners, Enfield Town, here to the Clarence Park.
Good afternoon, welcome back to Clarence Park. I'm Michael Ackier. You're tuning in to live coverage of St Albans versus Enfield Town. The Town players are back out on the pitch. They're going through a few little drills with their cones, a few sprints. The St Albans players are now themselves re-emerging. I can see at least one substitution is imminent as well, because I can see Tafari Moore, the number 30, has stepped out for them. So there's going to be a change for St Albans. Players, they're still going through their paces, so that gives me just enough time to run through the teams. Town are unchanged from Saturday, which means their team is Forster in goal, Dan Cox, Alfie Tuck, Xavier Benjamin, Lennon Peake, Sam Youngs, Anointed Chuku, Billy Leonard, Bailey Brown, Henry Hawkins and Mickey Parcell, with Peake and Hawkins having received yellow cards. We'll keep an eye out for news of who the substitutes, who is replaced as for the substitution for St Albans. But they started with Michael Johnson in goal, Jack James, David Longking. Just seeing that the substitution is Dom Hutchinson off at half-time and Tafari Moore has come on. So that means St Albans team is Michael Johnson, Jack James, David Longking, their goal scorer, Sean Jeffers, Zane Banton, Josh Castiglione, Dion Woodman, Gio Rassillo, Phil Chinadu and James Claridge, with Tafari Moore now on the pitch. 27-year-old who won the under-17 European Championships with England once upon a time. The tannoy is still blaring, but the players are ready to kick off for the second half. It will be Town to get us half and underway for the second 45. The music has quietened, so we can get cracking. Town kick off and the ball is back with Alfie Tuck. He spreads it out left, and Lennon Peake. Town in possession. A pleasant change immediately from kick-off is that the ball hasn't simply been immediately sprayed out of play for a throw-in. Instead, Town have kept possession. They fed it all the way back to Reece Forster, and he will now lob a high long ball forward. Youngs gets a head in it just inside the St Albans half. Youngs gets a second head in it, something for Billy Leonard to chase on the right flank. Leonard advancing down the wing towards the corner flag. Leonard swings in the cross. It's a good cross as well into the area, but St Albans get the first head on it, and they can now clear it with Moore, the substitute, on the left. He feeds it infield, and it's Banton who does well under pressure from Youngs, gives it back to Chinadu. Now more good touch there from Jeffers on his chest, and now it's spread wide, and this is Woodman breaking down the right. The cross into the area by Woodman, and it was Benjamin who stuck out a foot to clear it because it was a dangerous cross right into the 6-yard box. Now it's with Banton moving in field on the left, moving infield. St Albans building on the edge of the area, but Town battling for possession, and St Albans are forced backwards, and here's Woodman, and now it's on the right. Woodman tosses a ball into the area. Benjamin gets a head on it. It's only as far as Claridge though. On the edge of the area, Town gets a foot in, and Cox is able to clear left-footed up over halfway and out of play, and that will be the first throw of the second half, but it took a good 95 seconds to come rather than the usual 4 or 5. St Albans take the throw down their right flank, and Town clear again for another throw. What do you think would have been the message from half-time from Gavin McPherson to the Town players, Paul?
I think a little bit more of the same. Keep getting those crosses in. A few more players to come in quicker into the box when those crosses are coming in, and also to try and get a grip of St Albans in the midfield area, because their interchanges have been very good, but then they get their passing together as they are now, and that has caused problems. So try and get some more challenges in.
Here's Banton going right to left for St Albans, goes wide left to Moore on the left touchline for St Albans, level the edge of the area, in comes the cross, it's deep towards the back post, the Town head on it initially, and then Benjamin holds it up, tries to turn the edge of his area, he's lost possession. St Albans breaking forward, but the flag's gone up. As the ball was just nudged into the area, the flag went up, and it will be a free kick in a moment of respite for Enfield Town, and it remains St Albans 1, Town 0, 2 minutes into the second half. What do you think will be the mentality of the Town players in a clash like this, and going into half-time a goal down in a clash like this, Paul?
Well, their mentality impressed me actually in the first half. I thought they got over the disappointment of letting that goal in quite quickly and looked threatening on many occasions, as we've said, with those crosses. So I think this unit that Gavin McPherson has put together very, very quickly has a decent mentality. They are very positive, despite all the setbacks of recent times and not getting too many wins on the board. I think the mentality is good, and they've started the second half positively.
Indeed they have. They've won a throw halfway inside the St Albans half on the left. So it's a chance for Town to put a couple of the big players into the area. Cox is going to deliver across in towards the area. The clearance from St Albans isn't the best. Parcell slides into, keep it alive. Now Young's interchange. Ball's played forward for Billy Leonard. He's forced out of the area. He's wide on the right now. Leonard still tracking backwards. Now gives it back to Tuck. Tuck dips his shoulder, turns, gives it to Benjamin. Benjamin, nice change of direction, gives it to Leonard. Leonard, Parcell tried to feed him the 1-2, but he overhit that, and Moore has got it under control. He tucks it in field, and St Albans are able to clear up the line on their left. Ball goes long. Hawkins tussles there with Jeffers. Hawkins does well, sticks at a telescopic leg and clears it, squeezes it through to Cox. Cox feeds Peake. He's beaten his man really well on the left. Peake looks to beat two more men. He's still going Peake, and finally he's tackled, but the ball is back with Cox on the far side, the right for Town. Cox now driving forward up the right. Cox right down by the corner flag now, and he's won a throw. He's done well in what is his last appearance, Dan Cox, on loan from Derby before his loan ends and he returns to his parent club. He's made a good impression, but as he disappears back up north, Adam Thompson will be fit to come back in, because Thompson is on the bench today in the squad for Town. Town still in possession, have had a good little spell of pressure at the start of this second half. They've been forced backwards, however. Benjamin's given it all the way back to Forster, and he now pumps it long into the night sky. Brown rose for it, but a flag's gone up, and it's a free kick to St Albans. First 5 minutes of the second half, Paul, it's been much of the same as in the first half, I'd say.
It has, yeah, and it's been a positive start from Town. They put some good passing moves together, and only just a few minutes ago Leonard put a really good cross in, and I think it was Mickey Parcell coming in late, just failed to get on the end of it. We talked about mentality. It'd be interesting with St Albans, because their home form hasn't been great, their form generally hasn't been great. Will they subconsciously drop a little bit deeper as this game goes on if it's still 1-0?
Well, they're having to drop now because Town are on the attack. A ball's fed through. Here's Parcell from range, tries a shot, it's blocked. It was from 25 yards. Tried it was blocked by the first man, and now St Albans from the rebound are breaking. This is Banton from then going up the left. St Albans still in possession. Benjamin putting on the pressure. The ball's come back from Moore. Moore, neat little ball into the area, and it was almost through for Banton to bring under his spell, but it was slightly overhit, and it's trickled through for Reece Forster to gather. 51 minutes gone. It remains St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0. Must-win game for both sides, this. As Enfield Town manager Gavin McPherson put it pre-match, it is only 3 points. It's still 3 points this week as it would be next week, but it's a huge game. Two sides side by side in the relegation zone. Town on the attack. Billy Leonard wide on the right, going towards the corner flag, tries to get across, and it's deflected. It's gone out of play behind the goal, and a corner has been awarded. Second off the game for Town, the first of the second half. It's going to be a corner from the right. You can see Lennon Peake trotting across to gather the ball and take it. So what are Town going to do from this? Youngs is in the area. Cox and Hawkins have moved forward. Instructions being barked from the Town dugout towards the Town players, and Town players have formed a little conga line by the penalty spot. 4 of them. They're going to break now as Peake delivers the corner left-footed in towards the near post. It's flicked at the near post by Youngs, and it's wide off the goal. Inventive little routine that from the set piece for Town, with the line of defenders in a little conga line, and then Youngs at the near post trying to flick it on.
Yes, it was. I remember England doing the similar thing. I think it was in the 2018 World Cup when England got to the semi-finals. Yeah, I think Glenn Hoddle called it the love train, or words to that effect. Yeah, and it was a similar corner actually to the one that Lennon Peake took in the first half, with a little flick corner to the near post. But Sam Youngs running onto it just failed to get enough on it, and it went out for a goal kick in the end.
St Albans looking to force the ball forward, but Leonard's cut it out and he's advancing over halfway on the right now. Billy Leonard feeds Chuku wide on the right, looking for support, holds it up. He's got 2 facing him, he's forced backwards, gives it to Benjamin. Benjamin plays it forwards, and that's Parcell, and he's forced all the way back. Talking of Glenn Hoddle, by the way, apropos Glenn Hoddle, his second cousin George Hoddle is on the books here at St Albans City. 19-year-old, he's made 3 starts this season for St Albans, but he's not in the squad. He's on loan here from Cambridge United. Town on the attack. Cox moving forward over halfway on the left, deep into St Albans territory. Peake swings in the cross first time, and it's a slightly hurried clearance there from Rasulo. It's gone out to play for a Town throw on their left, halfway inside the St Albans half. Good little spell of pressure though from Town. They're getting early crosses in as well, Paul.
This has been very good, very positive, and as you say, getting the ball out wide, getting crosses in. You can feel a bit of nervousness actually around the ground. St Albans fans have gone a bit quiet. All the noise has been coming from the Enfield Town end. Sizable contingent of Enfield Town fans. So yeah, this has been a really good start to the second half.
Town looking to build on the edge of the area again from their short throw, but St Albans have just about managed to scramble things clear. It's with James, and he hoiks the ball forward, but it's a sign of the momentum in this game that clearance from James went straight to a Town player on halfway. There was not a St Albans player in sight, and now Town are building again. Benjamin feeding Billy Leonard wide on the right. Benjamin's continued his run on the overlap, and Leonard uses him by not using him, crosses low into the area, and St Albans clear up to halfway, and again it's Town who just about get to the ball first on halfway. It looked like it should have been meat and drink, but Parcell slightly let it run away from him and then retrieved the situation with a sliding challenge. And Town are building again on the left. The ball is chipped forwards. It's Brown battling to hold it up in the centre, still battling to hold it up. He's eventually dragged to earth, and ironic cheers from the Town faithful as Town are awarded a free kick. And it's in a dangerous position. St Albans had a whole slew of these in the first half. It's about 25-30 yards from goal. It's left off centre, and it's a chance for the big men to get forward into the area, not just on the edge of the area but actually into the area, and both sides stacked full of 6-footers, and Town have now slung 5 or 6 of their own into the penalty area. I think it's Peake standing over the ball, left-footed. And 10 minutes into the second half, here's another chance for Town then. In comes the delivery from Peake. It's high into the area. It's a St Albans head, and it's loose, and then absolutely hoiked into the air by St Albans. It bounces just in front of us by the dugouts, and it will be a throw to Enfield Town on the right by halfway. You made the point that there's a slightly nervous feel in the stadium. I see what you mean there, Paul. It's the St Albans fans and players will now be thinking stick or twist a little bit. They've got a lead. And Town will similarly be thinking there's a nervousness there. They need to get a goal in this second half. They're building on the left. I'll bring you in a moment, Paul. But Town are building on the left with Peake. He's been fed by Cox, and he's wide on the left, down by the corner flag, looking to twist and turn. That's a really good duel, that, Peake and James. That's been brewing all afternoon. The ball's, it's gone out of play, and it's a throw to Enfield Town. Apologies for the hesitation, but I'm grappling with a pillar in front of me. She's adorned in St Albans yellow. Town still in possession though, and building again on the left. Now the ball is sprayed in towards the centre. Youngs rises, it's just over his head. Oh, if he were just 2 or 3 inches tall, he'd have got to that, but instead it's drifted through to the goalkeeper, Michael Johnson. And it's been Town in the ascendancy the last 5 or 10 minutes, Paul.
It certainly has. We talk a lot about momentum in football. Well, the momentum is definitely with Enfield Town at the moment. As you were saying, Michael, St Albans look like mentally they're thinking, well, shall we settle for this 1-0? because of their recent bad form, you can understand it. And that has given Enfield Town, as we say, the momentum, and they've started very well. Just a few minutes ago, it was a lovely long cross into the St Albans box, and I think it was Sammy Young's almost got a little flicked header on it.
Yeah, his long hair might have flapped into the air and brushed it, but that was it. There was no contact with his head. However, St Albans on the attack now, bursting into the area on the left. In comes the low pullback. It's loose in the area. There's the shot, it's blocked, and the secondary shot is over the bar. And St Albans demonstrating that they have still got teeth in attack there. It had been all Enfield for the last 5 or 10 minutes, but St Albans on the counter on the left. Played in a low pass into the area. The pullback arrived. First shot was blocked, second shot was fired over the bar. Warning shots, though, from St Albans.
Yes, there's the danger. St Albans are very quick on the break, as they've demonstrated the whole game. They get those little passing moves going, and they worked it quite nicely, and eventually the shot from the edge of the area, happily for Enfield Town, went over the bar. But to be honest, as the game goes on, Towners are going to have to gamble a bit more, get a few men forward more, and obviously that will leave gaps, and St Albans will be dangerous on the break. I think it's safe to say, Michael, this game is on a bit of a knife edge.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not missing any play, by the way. There's a St Albans player down. I think it was Castiglione who broke down the left for St Albans in that attack. In fact, there's 2 St Albans players down in the penalty area. So players from both players from both sides are gathering over by the dugouts for refreshment and instruction.
Archie Wynn.
Still a stoppage. It still remains St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0. You mentioned perhaps Enfield could do with getting more players in the box. Might Gavin McPherson, the town manager, be thinking about what options he's got on the bench that could perhaps add an extra pair of legs into the box and perhaps tweak the formation even?
Yes, very much so. He's got Rhys Beckles-Richards and Hutchinson on the bench. And I think he brought both of them on against Boreham Wood on Saturday. So I don't think he'll make any immediate changes, but I reckon he'll give it till about 75 minutes, maybe 70 minutes. And if it's still 1-0 St Albans, he might think about putting a bit more support on for Chukwue.
And I can see, talking of substitutions, St Albans are readying Ken Charles, a former Enfield Town player, in fact, Ken Charles, 5 years ago. He's the top scorer for St Albans with 8 league goals so far this season. Players restarted, and it's going to be a throw to St Albans just inside the town half as 3 small children go sprinting past us in a real hurry for something or other. Not quite in keeping with the pace of the game. It's a throw to St Albans. They're taking a little bit of time over it, and I suppose as the game progresses we might expect a bit more of time taken by St Albans over the stoppages. Ball's back in play. It's loose from the ricochet, and something for Hawkins to deal with. Forced has come right to the edge of the area, but he's done well. He's gathered it in cleanly and now fed it to Cox, and Cox is breaking up towards halfway, now spreading it wide to Benjamin. He scurries to keep it in play, now brings it over halfway unopposed. Benjamin looking for options, pauses, gives it backwards to Parcell in support. Parcell drills a low spread of play, but he's misdirected that, and James has picked it up for St Albans, and they're now breaking over halfway on the right, halfway inside the town half, cutting in field now. It's Castiglione, but Town have won it back. Hawkins in field, but he's given it away there to Rasolo. St Albans, Rasolo threaded infield, inside right position, into the area, ball comes loose, it's Jeffers, and an opportunity, but the ball is rolled straight through to Rhys Forster, and he rolls it straight out, and now it's Benjamin on halfway. St Albans showing a bit of danger in their attacks, but now Town bringing the ball forward. Cross goes into the area, it's not dealt with. Shouts of handball. Did the ball bounce onto the arm of Chinedu there? Well, not in the opinion of the referee, because play's just waved on, but the cross looked decent enough. There were no Town players immediately available to latch onto it, so it looked like it should have been an easy fix for St Albans, but it was allowed to bounce, and it may have been a handball. However, James is now breaking for St Albans all the way to the Town area, shoots low, and it's blocked at short range and goes out of play for a throw, and it's end to end here. at Clarence Park. St Albans are about to make a substitution, but they're just going to pause because they're on the attack here with the throw on the right, only 5 or 10 yards from the corner flag. Just over the hour mark. It's still St Albans 1, Town 0. But the stakes are raising with each passing minute here in this crunch game in the relegation zone. St Albans have taken an age to retrieve the ball. They're still waiting for them to take this throw wide on the right. They're taking it now, down by the corner flag. It's Banton, ball's gone out to play. Another throw to St Albans. They're going to have a little delay. A minute ago, Paul, there was a cross from the left. I think it was Peak. It bounced. It struck Chinadu on his body somewhere. There were appeals from the Town faithful, certainly for a penalty. I'll ask you what you thought of that. The ball's just come back into play, so we'll wait to see what happens here. St Albans on the attack. Woodman chips it into the area. Benjamin heads it away, and now Town can break. It's knocked forward slightly, optimistically by Brown, and the goalkeeper's come all the way out to his goal to clear. Brown gets ahead on that. Now it will drop for Parcell. Parcell tries to hook the ball forward. He's caught late. It's a free kick. No booking. It's just going to be a free kick, and it's going to be a substitution as well with Ken Charles coming on for Castiglione.
Coming off at number 14, Josh Castiglione.
So Ken Charles, former Enfield Town player between July 2019 and December 2020, 40 appearances, 13 goals for Town. And this season, 8 goals.
Number 7, Ken Charles.
8 goals for Charles this season in the league. So a moment ago, what did you make of that potential penalty shout for Town?
Yes, it looked like a bit of an innocuous cross actually, and it didn't look like any Enfield Town player to get on the end of it, and there was a bit of a mix-up between the defender and goalkeeper. I didn't think it was handball actually. I thought it just sort of struck him. I think he'd have been very upset if that had been a penalty. Is that a like-for-like substitution for Ken Charles?
I think it would be a slight rejig. Charles is more forward player than Castiglione.
Sorry to put you spot.
No problem. So I think there might be a slight rejig. Charles will play further up the pitch than Castiglione did, I'd imagine. Castiglione seemed to be more of an attacking midfielder from what we could see in that first half, but we'll wait and see how it pans out. I mean, I can't imagine St Albans are going to go in the reckless attack at this point.
No, this is
under half an hour to go, but yeah, quite fresh legs and very sprightly legs to bring on as well. Peake's attacking on the left of Town. He's got a cross into the area. Leonard was arriving at the back post. It's headed out only as far as Brown. Brown's holding it up. He's drifted out to the right of the area. Now in comes the cross. Youngs brings it under his spell. Inside the area, still Sam Youngs. He's got support from Billy Leonard. Outside the area, Leonard goes backwards to Mickey Parcell. Takes a touch. Tries to chip it into the area. It's deflected away by St Albans, and then the second clearance by Chinadu up towards halfway. Hawkins bundles over his man, and that's going to be a free kick for the foul by Hawkins on Sean Jeffers. And there'll be a moment of respite, a good little spell of pressure though. Town, you called for them to get men into the area. They're starting to get men into the area for those Lennon Peak crosses.
Yeah, starting to. It was another good cross from Lennon Peak from the left. I just thought Billy Leonard was maybe a little slow coming onto it at the back stick. He reacted a little bit slower. If he'd expected the cross, he might well have got on the end of that because he was in a decent position coming in.
St Albans have restarted with a free kick aimed up towards Charles, the substitute. Parcell, however, is half cleared. Youngs completes the clearance, and Town have won a free kick as Brown was bundled over. Can't see any movement on the Town bench halfway through the second half, so Gavin's evidently happy enough with the second half response from Town.
Understandably, yeah, I think it has been good. There is a threat from St Albans on the break, which will probably increase with Ken Charles on the field. But yeah, it's been good. Got some good crosses in. I think he'll leave it another 5-6 minutes maybe, but then he might want a bit more support for Chuku up front with Hutchinson or Reece Beckles-Richards. Beckles-Richards might cause some problems actually because he's quick, and that might unsettle their defence a bit.
Yeah, the St Albans defenders are all towering units. They're all 6 foot plus. You can just tell by looking at them. So the sort of quicker Beccles-Richards might be useful, but Charles is on the break here on the left. Burst of pace has taken him away from two Town players. He's going towards the byline, cuts the ball back into the area. And it was a dangerous ball, but Town have cleared out towards his near side, the left for St Albans. Now Chinedu does well to spread a ball infield, and James has popped up in the inside right position, tries a shot, it deflects, and that's going to spin away for the corner. Second corner of the game for St Albans, their first of the second half, and halfway through the second half it is St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0. St Albans have a corner on the right. It's turning into it's not turning into, it's been a cracking game all the way through. It's just been end to end, both sides desperate. You can see that they're so eager to get the goal. Both sides are eager for a goal. St Albans know a second goal would really put them in the ascendancy here, and Town know that the equaliser just give them everything to play for in the dying stages. St Albans, they've got one man on the goalkeeper, 3 on the edge of the area, 5 on the edge of the area. In comes the corner now, right footed from Rasselo. Town get ahead on it initially, it's out of the area, and it's the defender Henry Hawkins who was trying to make something off it,
Hutchinson in a minute.
but Long King did really good job there for St Albans of shepherding it back. Paul reckons Hutchinson's arrival is imminent, and I can see him taking off his training top, but St Albans might be on the attack here. Charles looking to get in, Benjamin clears though. Miscontrol from Parcell, but it's fallen kindly for Leonard, who tried to free Sam Youngs, flings his head up in frustration that was cut out. Town have the throw though. Parcell just on halfway throws it infield. Youngs, neat little short ball to Parcell, tries to curl it forward for Chukwu. Long King did well to cut it out. St Albans clearance over, and he goes as far as Leonard on halfway. Now Tuck, who spreads it right to left, and here's Cox for Town. Peake on the right flank. Peake cutting infield on the right. Now Cox feeds the ball into the area. Brown, crunching tackle. In comes the rebound. Oh, the shot is deflected over the bar, and it's going to be a corner. Everyone's appealing for something. I'm not sure what the St Albans players are incandescent about, but they all sprinted up to the referee initially. St Albans player has stayed down, but the surrounding players don't look too concerned. It was a great move though by Town there.
Another great move, yeah, culminated in a low cross, and Tuck as he did in the first half actually got coming in late into the box, got to the end of it, and it was a great bit of defending, you have to say. A great block by the St Albans defender, and it's now gone out for a corner.
Town's third of the game. Peake will take it left-footed from the left, headed clear by the first defender, only as far as Tuck on the edge of the area, gives it back to Peake, wide left. Peake twists and turns, makes room for a cross, right-footed, crosses in. It's not quite cleared initially. Shouts of handball, optimistic ones from the Town faithful behind the goal. Chipped back in by Parcell. Hawkins gets ahead on it, as he should at his height. Headed further forward. It's loose in the edge of the area, and St Albans will bring it clear. It's up towards Charles on halfway on the left. He holds it up, twists and turns, tries to thread a way through, but between them Benjamin and Parcell block his route, and now Billy Leonard sprints down the right. Neat ball infield to Brown. Brown's turned his man, picks it up, tries to dink it forward. St Albans cut it out only as far as Benjamin on halfway. It's picked up here. Here's Mickey Parcell. Parcell slides the ball in. Youngs, corner of the area on the right. Youngs goes to the byline, tries to dink a cross in. Hits over the goalkeeper. It's just across the face of goal. And it's cleared by St Albans. Youngs deflected cross from the right, looped over the goalkeeper, flew across the face of the goal, and there were no Town players to poke it in.
Enfield Town knocking on that door. Lovely little ball into Sam Youngs. He's deflected cross, and it looped over the goalkeeper. For a minute or two it looked like it was going to loop in. This is a good period of play for Enfield Town. They are creating problems. We just need that final ball as a Youngs header comes in, but he was offside.
Yeah, it's good Town pressure. St Albans absolutely still have a threat on the counter-attack, but this has been a Town-dominated second half. Jake Hutchinson is receiving his final instructions from the manager, Gavin McPherson, on the touchline in front of us. St Albans have a goal kick. Will Town have time to make the substitution before the goal kick? Or will they just pause for one more break in play?
Yep.
We've been kept in suspense here. The referee has his arm raised for an indirect free kick for the offside, and play has continued. the substitution will wait. The free kick has been taken. It came off Benjamin's head. It's gone out of play for St Albans' throw halfway inside the town half. On the left of St Albans' attack, it's Chinedu who's going to take it. Still Hutchinson waits on the sidelines. Interested to see whether it's a like-for-like change up top or whether it's a more attacking change. St Albans take the throw. The ball's lobbed towards the penalty area. It's Banton cutting onto his right foot. Banton lays it back.
Well done.
This is Rassilo, but then battling work from Brown in the centre. Then he's hacked down. That was really good work from Bailey Brown. Bailey Brown, a former St Albans player, in fact. But then he's rushed his free kick, taken it short. Miscommunication, the ball's just drifted out of play for a throw to St Albans. Town are now going to make the substitution, I think. They are indeed.
Substitution taking place for Enfield Town.
Anointed Chukwu is going off, and Jake Hutchinson is on.
Anointed is being replaced by number 10, Jacob Hutchinson.
Or Jacob Hutchinson, as he's being introduced today by the St Albans faithful. Hutchinson, 4 goals to his name this season. Plays restarted. Everyone's appealing for a throw. The throw's gone Town's way in their right back position, deep inside their own half. What do you make of that substitution? Like for like, Hutchinson for Chukwu.
Yeah, I thought Gavin McPherson might gamble, actually, like he did against Boreham Wood. I thought he might take off an attacking midfielder, someone like Sammy Youngs. Not that Sammy Youngs has had a bad game, because he hasn't. He's played very well. And just give Chukwu a little bit more support up there with Hutchinson. So, yeah, interesting one. It's like for like. It's still the case of when those crosses coming in, somebody or a few bodies getting on the end of them, getting more presence in that box. But hopefully the substitution will work.
Town have possession in their own right back area. It's Parcell under pressure. He's lost out actually to Charles. Charles on the ball now. Here's Rasselu on the left flank for St Albans. Infield to Charles. Dinks it infield to Jeffers. Charles on the left corner of the area here. Charles beats his man, skins him into the area. Tricky little winger there, Charles. He's tackled fairly though by Town. St Albans rescue possession, however. It's Rasselu still on the left for them. Rasselu goes backwards. Here's Chinedu. Still Chinedu on the left, but he's being forced back towards his own goal, and it's a real scrap for possession there. Youngs was scrapping away, but the ball is fed out in the end to Woodman on halfway. He tries to spread it forward, but the ball's only gone as far as Town, and perhaps they can now build from inside their own half. It's back with Hawkins. Now Parcell picking it up in front of the back three, striding up towards halfway, into play by Town on the left flank, looking to move infield. It's still Parcell. He's gone out wide to Peak. Peak held up by 2 St Albans players, Cox and now Brown. Brown looks to twist infield, and a free kick goes Town's way. 15 minutes remaining. It's still St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0, but St Albans not exactly clinging on, but they've been under the cosh a bit. A yellow card's been shown to the St Albans player. I don't know if that was for dissent or for the foul. The foul itself looked innocuous enough, so I'm not sure it was necessarily for that. And it's going to be a free kick to Town just inside the St Albans half. It was Claridge who received the yellow card. For what? I'm not sure. Town to take the free kick. Parcell with it deep into the area. There's a flicked header, and it's just gone behind everybody at the back post. Hutchinson will retrieve the ball. He'll let it go out for throw, then takes it quickly into play with Tuck. Tuck now left foot on the right, curls across into the area. Heads go up. It falls loose in the area. There's a shot. It's blocked, and St Albans can get the ball clear up towards halfway. Town knocking on the door yet again, but it remains St Albans 1, Town 0. Town in possession inside their own half, up by halfway. Jack Smith is being readied as the next substitute for Town. Ball still in play, however. Benjamin's given it to Tuck out wide on the right. Hawkins lobs the ball forward on the left for Town, the far side. Town looking to build with short passes on the left. Infield it comes to Parcell, right on the centre spot. Parcell looks to spray a ball wide right to Leonard. It's a lovely ball and lovely control to match. Leonard on the right, outside the area, looking to go to the touchline, but a really strong tackle there from Chinedu, and the ball's gone out of play for a Town throw on their right, 10 yards from the corner flag. Leonard's got the ball in his hands. Brown's coming short for him. Benjamin's also an option. It goes to Xavier Benjamin. He lifts the ball forward for Leonard, and the flag goes up. The throw-in taker being caught offside from the return pass is disappointing. Town readying another substitution. Where do you see this going, Paul, with 13 minutes remaining?
Oh, it's delicately poised, isn't it? Because St Albans have looked dangerous on the break. Ken Charles, as Town supporters will know, is very quick and very tricky. But Enfield Town, are knocking on the door, particularly when Lennon Peake's delivering it into the area. Every time he does, it looks dangerous. It really is delicately poised. But time is running out for Towners. 15 odd minutes to go. Jack Smith's come on for Mickey Parcell, I think. So really, if I'm greedy, all Towners, we want us to win this game. So we need that equaliser quickly.
Yeah, the substitution has seen Smith come on for Parcell. Smith's immediately introducing energy into the game from midfield, chases a lofted ball forward. It's allowed to drift through to Michael Johnson, but immediately there, Jack Smith, who will have the same starting position as Parcell, but he's got a bit more energy about him. There are cries of derision from the Town faithful behind the goal, because Michael Johnson, having scuttled out to gather the ball, has now dropped to his derriere to receive treatment. Play's going to stop. All the Town players are wandering, or both sets of players are wandering over to their respective dugouts. Is this gamesmanship, Paul, or do you think there's a serious injury afoot for the St Albans goalkeeper?
He looks seriously injured to me, Michael. He's writhing away. No, I think what do they call it? Game management, do they call it these days? Or is it the dark arts? You decide, but yes, he's getting a lot of stick, as you'd expect from those Enfield Town fans behind the goal. Yeah, just trying to play for time, really. That's what they're trying to do. And he's certainly milking it. He's now lying on his front in the area, getting a bit of treatment, maybe for cramp, who knows what, or alleged cramp. So yeah, they're trying to play the clock down, as you'd possibly expect.
Well, he's still down receiving treatment, so we're not going to restart anytime soon. St Albans don't have a reserve goalkeeper on the bench. They've made just the one change so far. Charles, the former Town player, is on, their top goal scorer. Town have made two changes themselves. Smith on for Parcell, Hutchinson on for Chukwu. Delighted to say Michael Johnson is restored to full health. He is back on his feet. It's a New Year's Day miracle. He can walk, he can bounce the ball, he can kick from his hands over halfway. We have 10 minutes remaining, but there will be added time, at least. Well, there have been 3 substitutions plus a couple of stoppages, so I'd imagine there'll be at least 3 or 4 minutes of added time. The ball is bounced all the way out for a throw for Town, down by the corner flag in their right back position. Billy Leonard has the ball in his hands, throws the ball up the line. Brown gets a flick on it. Difficult to see who's in possession, frankly, because the dugout's in the way here. But St Albans have turned over possession to Benton. It goes back to the goal scorer, Long King, in central defence for St Albans. He gives it back to the recovered goalkeeper, Johnson. Nice layoff there from Moore infield to Rasolo and Moore, and then an outside of the right foot pass from Rasolo, looking for Jeffers. He's got goal side of his man. Jeffers in the area on his right foot, curls the shot. It's straight out. He's forced to position himself well. Good build up there from St Albans, showing yet again they still pose a threat.
Yeah, it was nice work on this left hand side.
Break off because the cross is fired into the area by Town. It's over the head of Youngs. Johnson's going to run to gathers it in ahead of Leonard. Johnson, impressively healthy now after that stoppage earlier, was able to sprint across to gather that ball. But yeah, St Albans on the attack, then Town on the attack. It's end to end as we approach the finale.
Yep, both sides looking threatening. Again, St Albans build-up play was good. And here we go again. Again, it's St Albans causing problems on Enfield Town's right.
It's Jeffers and Moore combining now. It's back with Rasilo, spreads it infield. Here's Claridge for St Albans. Spell of pressure just outside the town area. An attempted switch of play there from Banton out towards the right was overhit, and it's going to be a throw to Enfield Town. 8 minutes remaining. It remains St Albans 1, Enfield Town 0. Town desperate for that goal. They've had a lot of pressure in the second half. Haven't broken through yet, but St Albans have looked very potent when they have sprung forward. Where might a goal come from in these final stages for Town, Paul?
Well, you would suggest, from what we've seen so far, from across, either from the left or the right, either from Lennon Peake, or maybe from Billy Leonard, from the wings, or maybe Sammy Young's on the right-hand side. Offside. That's all right. We're a bit worried there because St Albans player was breaking through, but the flag went up very, very quickly. It wasn't a Premier League linesman. The flag went up really, really quickly there, so it was offside. But you would imagine from across, you would hope as the game goes on, there'll be a bit more of a gamble from Enfield, getting more players in the box for those crosses.
They've given the ball away here, Town, and it's played forward, taken on the chest. St Albans into the area. Here's Charles, the chance. It's saved, it's loose and cleared by Benjamin. Hutchinson is then unable to hold it up. Banton can break forward now. Again for Town. In comes the shot from range, and Forster allows that to go over. It was Rassilou curling effort. St Albans 2 efforts. Paul, you're having palpitations next to me.
As soon as that ball fell to Ken Charles, I thought that was it. That was 2-0 because he's their top scorer. I think it's 7 goals he got this season. I thought that was game over, but thankfully he didn't really get hold of it, and it was a relatively simple save for Forster in the end. But I thought that was it.
Town looking to attack now on the left. A sliding tackle on Peake is made by Dion Woodman, who's been, well, they've all been quite impressive, they St Albans centre backs. Woodman, Long King and Chinedu, they've all held their own. They've looked flustered from the crosses and deliveries, but they've generally kept Town at bay. Town building again, on the left again. It goes infield to Alfie Tuck, moves infield onto Jack Smith. He spreads it wide right, but his attempted ball to Leonard is cut out by Moore. Moore is now flying forward infield. Neat little 1-2. And now it's back with Rasilo, and Rasilo cheaps it forward. Moore's continued his run down the left. Hawkins has gone with him though, and Hawkins does well. Retrieves possession, gives it back to Forster, and Forster can now look to restart Enfield. However, his clearance up to halfway is headed back by Chinedu. Rassilou gets a foot and does really well there. Here's Claridge, he sets free James. James on the right, chance to shoot, right footed, it's blocked. Come back to James, another chance to shoot, left footed, and he scores! St Albans City have doubled their lead. And after 40 minutes into the second half, 85 minutes gone, Jack James, his first shot was charged down. He went again, he struck it left-footed, low past Reece Forster from just inside the area, and with 5 minutes remaining, it's St Albans City 2, Enfield Town 0.
Yeah, we've been saying all second half how dangerous St Albans are on the break, and that was another case where an Enfield Town attack broke down and St Albans got forward very, very quickly. I have to mention Moore, who's the substitute for St Albans. He's looked very lively since he came on, and I think he started that move on this left-hand side, and eventually the ball was blocked in the penalty area, but the St Albans player followed it in. It's a long, long way back now for Towners. We're 5 minutes plus maybe 5 or 6 minutes added time. 2-0 St Albans.
Yeah, Tafari Moore started all that. He cut out the cross initially, the forward play by Town. They was building on the right. Moore cut it out and then broke forward, and eventually it fell to James. Moore's a former Arsenal youth player. I mentioned earlier when he came on, he won the European Championships, the Under-17 European Championships with England a few years back as well. So he's got pedigree. He started it. Jack James finished it. The St Albans fans are in good voice. It's a mountain to climb now for Town. It was a sucker punch. It's not been one-way traffic in the second half, but Town had been on top. However, St Albans had always posed a threat every time they broke from halfway. They looked threatening, and it's paid off. Town have swung a free kick into the St Albans area. The ball's drifted behind for a goal kick. They look a little crestfallen now, Town. Understandably so. There's only 3 minutes remaining on the clock. It's a 2-0 deficit to the side one place below them in the league. Is there any way back here, Paul? There's 3 minutes plus added time remaining.
I'd love to say yes, Michael, but it doesn't look like it, to be honest with you. A few heads seem to have gone down since that second St Albans goal. I can't see it. Towners might get a consolation maybe, but can't see clawing 2 goals up. But you never know. You never know.
I mean, I traditionally say that 2-0 is a dangerous score because the leading side don't know whether to stick or twist, and the next goal can be crucial. That's all well and good at the halfway mark, the hour mark, but with 2 minutes to go, I think 2-0 is a very comfortable score for St Albans City now. They've got to throw halfway inside their own half on the left. Chinadu, the giant Phil Chinadu on loan from Leyton Orient, he takes it up the line. Brown wins the first header and the second header. Smith tries to shove it forward, but it's back with the goal scorer, the second goal scorer for St Albans City, James, and he slams the ball forward. So far forward, it's gone out for a goal kick. That's okay for St Albans, they won't mind. 90 seconds remaining. St Albans City 2, Enfield Town 0. Forster takes the goal kick short. Hawkins takes the ball out of his area, looks to go long. Over halfway, Youngs challenges for it. Moore, who done so well for the first goal, just falls over in comical fashion. Leonard picks it up and it's slid out of play by Rasolo, and Town will have a throw in halfway inside the St Albans half on the right. Leonard's got the ball in his hands. Tuck and Youngs show for him. Brown shows for him. It goes to Youngs short. Back with Leonard. Now Tuck short ball infield to Youngs. Town trying to build patiently but precisely. It's gone back to Hawkins just outside the centre circle. Left footed ball chipped forward, and Moore puts it out of play for a Town throw in a very attacking position. Forward on the right. Leonard takes into the area. Hutchinson tries to hold it up. It's Smith. Back out to Leonard. Leonard chips the ball into the area. Heads go up. It's St Albans head, and it's going to fall out to Cox on the left. Now Peake, can he get across in? No, he can't. It's smuggled away by St Albans. It's out for a throw to Town on their left-hand side as they attack halfway inside the St Albans half. As we approach the final 10 seconds of the regulation 90 minutes, we wait to see how much time will be added on. Town take the throw on the left. Now the cross is swung into the area quickly, but Johnson comes and claims comfortably enough, and 6 minutes have been indicated. Well, 6 minutes is certainly plenty, is certainly more than enough time to get 2 goals. It's just a case, Town, much though they've huffed and puffed and the crosses though they've put in, they haven't really made that clear-cut chance to create 1 goal, let alone 2. And from a St Albans goal kick, St Albans on the attack here on the left. It's with Rasolo. Now Banton. Back to Rasolo. Now Moore drifting in field. Gives it to Claridge. He's thinking of a shot from range. He fires it in low, catches a deflection, spins wide. It's a corner. 5 minutes to go off added time. Corner to St Albans. They're not overloading the area with men. Is there any consolation goal even from Town coming from here?
I love your optimism, Michael, but I can't see it. I have to say that as you've mentioned many times, the St Albans central defenders have done really, really well, because Towners have put some good crosses in, but overall they've dealt with them pretty well. I think Ian Culverhouse will be very pleased with them. It's cutting edge again, isn't it, Michael? Some decent build-up play. It's just that cutting edge. There was an issue at Worthing, several games, even Boreham Wood on Boxing Day, just trying to create those clear-cut chances. It's eluding Enfield Town at the moment.
Indeed, St Albans are essentially playing down the clock here. They had the corner, they took it short, they've won a couple of throw-ins. The ball's just right where they want it, down by the Town corner flag on the right as they attack. We're deep into the second minute of the 6 added on for stoppages. It's still St Albans 2, Town 0. It's a free kick now to Town. Right down by their own corner flag. A St Albans player has stayed down, so this is going to be another stoppage. Who stood out for you for Town? Is there going to, there's going to be another stoppage as the St Albans player receives treatment. Who stood out for you for Town today?
Lennon Peake, his delivery is always really, really good. I think Billy Leonard, especially second half, has done really well down this right-hand side. Brown's had a good game in midfield, actually, particularly this second half. He's won the ball back very quickly. It's just trying to create those chances in that final third, isn't it? Maybe a bit more inventiveness from the midfield. Just that was the difference between the two sides, I think. St Albans just had those nice little 1-2s and touches on the edge of the box, which Town were just missing today. It's just that it's creativity, isn't it? That's what's missing.
Yeah, there's been some lovely combination play from St Albans. The short diagonal passes, often one-touch passes, just outside the edge of the area, outside the corner of the area. They've held possession well, but then when they've played those little diagonals, they've really cut through the Town defence. They've been very good going forwards. They've defended well. Really huge attendance. 1,955 has just been announced as the attendance today. Off whom a really strong contingent of Town fans. So bravo the Town fans who've made the effort to come all the way up here. It's likely to be to no avail. Play still hasn't restarted. This stoppage is continued, and in fact it looks like St Albans are preparing a substitute to just see this game out. I can see in the dugout in front of us one of their players has removed his training top, has put on that sort of sports bra monitor gadget thing that all the players wear these days to monitor the distances ran.
I'm wearing one now, Michael.
It's Payne, Alfie Payne, who's going to come on for St Albans. 25-year-old summer signing from Braintree, former Norwich youth player. He's going to come on to see out the final few minutes. Still the St Albans player is down. So you've picked out a couple of the standout players there for Town. And you mentioned that there's still a lack of cutting edge. What changes do you think might need to be made ahead of the next game, Chelmsford, on Saturday?
Maybe take a gamble and start with two up front, because we haven't seen that today. Of course, it was like for like. Chaka came off, Hutchinson came on. So maybe take a gamble and play a more attacking player alongside the forward. That's a possibility. Just need to do something to try and create a few more chances.
Plays restarted. St Albans made a substitution. Alfie Payne did come on. Rasselu went off. Tanner in possession inside the St Albans half. Here's Smith outside St Albans penalty area. Finds Hutchinson, goes wide right to Leonard. Leonard Enfield to Tuck. Town still pressing for something. Smith is dispossessed but fairly, and St Albans can bring it away on the counter attack. It's Claridge breaking forward. He finds Charles on the left, twisting and turning against Benjamin. Benjamin holds him up. Charles in no rush to go forward, lays it back to Banton. Banton tries to dribble through Smith and Leonard, and between them they tackle him, but at the expense of a throw. We're 5 minutes. We're almost through the 6 minutes that had been signalled for added time, but there'll be a couple more now because of that additional stoppage. St Albans have the throw. More takes. Short to Charles. Charles holds it up. Town scramble to try to win possession. They've done so. Young's inside his own half. Lobs the ball forward over halfway. Something for Leonard to chase, but Chinedu gets ahead on it first. Hutchinson can't get to it. And the ball is lobbed forward by St Albans and out of play for a Town throw in their right back position deep inside their own half. Well, the 6 minutes are up. We're now just into the referee's discretion, I guess. Additional minutes on top of the 6 additional minutes, of which I'd guess there'd be at least 2 for that stoppage for the injury to Rasselu. Billy Leonard takes the throw up the line for Town, up the right. Brown gets ahead on it. Youngs tries to challenge for it, but Chinedu snuffs him out. Claridge then sprays the ball wide right. There's no one there for St Albans. It's just going to go out of play for a throw. It's like a rugby kick, that one, for territory. Cox sprints across his final act as an Enfield Town player. Dan Cox, what have you made of his contribution in his time at Town? It's a total of 8 appearances, including today.
He looks like he's going to be a really fine player. For a youngster, he's got a lot of maturity. He reads the game well. He's a ball-playing centre-half as well. He's a good passer of the ball. He'll be sadly missed. I mean, obviously Thompson's coming back from injury, and hopefully he'll be okay. But Dan Cox has done really, really well since he came in last few months. So yeah, he will be missed.
Town on the attack here. They've won a throw level with the edge of the St Albans penalty spot, really. Only a few yards from the corner flag. It's thrown in towards the area, turned in, cross comes in, and it's hacked away out of the stadium by the St Albans defender. I think that might have been the goal scorer, Long King. So there's going to be another delay as we wait for a new ball to be retrieved for Town to take this corner in the final throws of the game. Anything they get now will be a consolation, but can they at least get that? They've certainly thrown everyone forward. Only Benjamin, I think, is back. Everyone else is forward, either inside the area or right on the edge of the area. In comes the corner in towards the penalty spot. Header goes in, and it's in. Town have scored. Sam Youngs with the header. Lennon Peake's corner. Youngs at the near post. Sam Youngs nodded it in at the near post. And 8 minutes into added time, St Albans City 2, Enfield Town 1.
Yes, another near post corner, as all of the Town corners have been, and this time there was Sam Youngs rising high to head that ball into the net. Some ironic chants from the Town supporters, and we've scored a goal. It probably is too little too late, but I think that's a fair reflection of the game, to be honest. I think Town deserve that.
Yeah, 2-0 would have been quite harsh on Town. There's something to play for now. We're in the absolute dying embers of the game. St Albans have cleared way up the line for a throw right down by the corner flag. Town will be eager to get this ball up the pitch as quickly as possible. St Albans fans are whistling in encouragement for the referee to blow up. Town take the throw, Brown flicks it on, St Albans just lump it back whence it came, and St Albans win a free kick in the final third. And that might be the end, really. Town would need to wait for this free kick to be taken, win possession, go out the other end and get something. It's a big ask as we're into the 10th added minute. But one never knows. St Albans prepare this free kick on the left. It's the substitute Alfie Payne standing over it. He's not going to put it in the box. No, he's going to chip it towards the corner flag. Benjamin gets a head on it. It's going to fall loose to St Albans and then cleared by Town. And now something for Hutchinson to chase. Johnson, the goalkeeper's come all the way out of his goal, sticks his foot through it, slices it. It's gone out to play for a throw. Do Town have a chance here? Halfway inside the St Albans half. Do they have a chance to launch the ball into the area? Billy Leonard's got the ball in his hands. He's lining up a long throw. This is where we need Joe Payne, indeed. Leonard takes the throw. He manages to get it into the area. Oh, it's headed away by Moore. St Albans player misses his kick, and the final whistle goes. St Albans have clung on. They've won 2-1. It's harsh on Town, who tried so hard in the second half, but goals from Long King in the first half, James in the second half, gave St Albans City the 2-0 lead. Sam Youngs pulled one back right at the death deep into added time. Paul, your final thoughts on that?
Yeah, thanks Michael. Not the New Year's Day Towners were looking for. Terribly disappointing. And again, can you say Towners play badly? No, we play well. We look solid. We put some good crosses into the box, but it's just that cutting edge, creating those clear-cut chances, that is eluding Town at the moment, and it's costing us. We're not scoring enough goals, hence the ironic chants from the Enfield fans at the end. Terribly disappointing. And this is going to have a bigger impact psychologically, I would imagine. We talk about mentality, but to lose to one of your big rivals at the bottom, I think St Albans have now gone above Enfield Town in the table, so a big blow, folks. As I say, not the New Year's Day that we were looking for.
Thanks for that, Paul. Yes, final score then, St Albans City 2, Enfield Town 1. You can join us again on Saturday afternoon when Chelmsford City are the visitors to the Dave Bryant Stadium. But for now, coverage of that will start at 10 to 3 on Saturday afternoon. For now, however, I leave you with the final score. Wish you a very happy new year. The final score here from Clarence Park is St Albans City 2, Enfield Town 1.